Hi, welcome to Anonymous Bites Back, episode 66. Today, a very anticipated show. Um, we have special guests today. We got Billy Taylor, Ed Higgins. We have Preston here and Lewis. We'll get to Lewis after this. What's going on in a bit. And so, how should I do this? Contestant number one, in the right corner, we have Ed Higgins.
Yay!
Contestant number two, in the left ring, we have Billy Taylor.
Hold on, he doesn't know how to use his mic. Billy, just
Billy.
hit the button on the left-hand side.
Billy.
What am I supposed to say? Yay!
We are live.
Yeah. This is Billy Taylor, former executive director of Philly.FYI.
All
Is
right.
that it?
All right. And ding, 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 ding. Let it begin.
This is pretty unorganized, guys. If you don't mind, I'll go first because
Hey,
I'm the guy
Billy,
that brought.
tell him what Philly FYI is.
Hey, Ed, I was speaking. I'm the guy that brought a number of other accusations.
I'm sorry. Hey,
to
also, tell him about your work in Philly.
So, how is this going to work? Is there going to be a mediator, or this just going to be a shit show, guys? I on a debate or something like that. I don't know. Can we have a mediator? Because obviously this isn't going to work without it. Higgins, dude, I'll tell you what. Let's do this. You go, I go. I'll be the gentleman. I'll let you go first. Ask your question. I'm going to answer it, and then I'm going to ask my question. You answer it. Okay. Let's not avoid subjects. Let's keep on key. Let's get this organized, gentlemen. Higgins, you go.
Hey, Billy, it's your turn. Go for it.
That's all you had to say?
Yeah, I passed the coin toss. Go ahead.
Well, I don't have questions. I have absolutely facts and statements which I'm going to prove as soon as my kids go back to their mom. You know this. Tomorrow they go back. That's when I'm going to unleash a barrage of information against you. I'm the guy. My name is Billy Taylor. I served executive director of Philly.FYI for the protests of the DNC. I outsmarted a lot of individuals. I applied for 7 permits way ahead of time. If you take those permits, break them down by day, zone, and location, I had a total of 24 permits. Now, basically, I owned the city of Philadelphia for one of the largest political events in U.S. history. What was going to be? They were expecting the DNC to turn out like the 68 DNC, violence in the streets, which changed history, what they did in 68. Now, I was the lead organizer. It turned out beautiful. Now, I fought with the city for a number of amendments, got all kinds of resources. They gave water to the protesters. It was a beautiful thing. Ask anybody that was there. Higgins came into town. He wanted his name on permits. What I'm doing right now is proving he sabotaged the events for the DNC. And I'm giving my statement on what happened. Higgins, you can rebuttal when I'm done. Now, you came into town. You wanted to strong arm your way onto the permit with an individual named Bruce Carter, who was a con man and the founder of Black Men for Bernie. That didn't work too well for you when you came up against the Philly, hometown in Philly. I didn't go for it. You tried making a rumor that I stole your computers. That didn't work either. So then you went to another individual and you tried. He actually fanned this rumor out, which was major backlash. It caused so much counterproductivity just because of these rumors that you're spreading, which again, I'm going to prove when my kids go back. I have testimonies and so on. So I don't really know the point in the show because the proof is on the way. Proof is in the pudding. But you try to say that I charged Bernie $1 million for the permits, which news media, outlets, everybody. So instead of focusing on water for the protesters, where are they going to live? Where are they going to stay? Where are they going to? I had to deal with rumors. All right. Next up, what else did you do? When you came up with Bruce Carter had a con that he was trying to run at FDR Park. He ran the same con, you can Google his name, down in Texas. He basically screwed over kids out of meals for food vouchers. $600,000 is what he did. He came into Philadelphia trying to run the same con, wanting to charge $30 a day to put a peanut butter and jelly sandwich and a brown paper bag and give it to people. And you got to figure, 5 days a week, that's $150 a pop per person. We were expecting 1 million people at the DNC. Only reason that number decreased to 20% was because of Bernie's endorsement of Hillary. Otherwise, we would have reached that $1 million mark. Back on subject. Now, Carter came into town, right? We were using minivans. He had a fleet of minivans. We were doing great things with these minivans, had an office on Broad Street, okay? He came in, seen I was a protester. I wasn't going to go for his shit because I own a landscaping business. I'm a single father, so I can't be bought or sold. So his con wasn't going to work with me. He wasn't going to bring his RV into FDR Park. So he piggybacked you, Ed Higgins. So that's why when you came in and you tried to strong arm and get your name on to the permits, he was beside you because he could do that with you. He'd have been able to do that, con, not with me. Now, what you wanted to do was put your name in history. You try to strong arm and get your name on permits. Permits don't matter. First, I had the permits because the streets were open to all protesters. They were open. The only ones I wanted to stop was Hillary supporters. I wanted the city to feel the burn, and it did. Now, what you did was you tried to put your name in the history books. You had an ego. You wanted your name on the permits because it was expected to be like the DNC in '68 when it made history. It changed U.S. history. Next allegation. You tried to sabotage the event of the DNC, and it didn't work. Next one. Occupy inauguration. What you didn't know, you stopped me from organizing. You spread all kinds of rumors. But what you didn't know was I was secretly organizing with lead organizers, meaning they would come to me for resources, information, for different questions they would have. I was secretly helping out. I didn't need my name in anything to help. I believe in this. This is the reason why I fought for it. Now, you stopped me from organizing. Now, I ain't even talking about that being the sabotage part. What you sabotage, and again, everything I say right now, I am going to prove. I promise you this. I promise. What you did was
Billy, you got to prove it today. That's part of the debate. You got to prove it today.
I'm hitting you with the sabotage thing, brother.
Okay.
Let me go. You get next. It's 30 minutes. Let me get my 15 minutes in now. So what you did was you took down a bunch of chat groups, Facebook chat groups. I think it's funny, but individuals from around the country, this is how they data banked information. This is how they communicated. So there was vital information within those chat groups that were taken down. Higgins had the excuse that they were being infiltrated. Well, guess what? If they were infiltrated, the information was already gathered. So what was the point in taking them down? At that times when you actually inform the people of the chat group that there's been a breach in security, and for certain reasons,
this
you got
was
to
a
take
Facebook chat, Billy. This was a Facebook chat. Just want to make sure we get the details out there.
This was a Facebook chat.
Okay,
That people from around the nation lost communications with each other. Information that was data banked was lost within those chat groups. I get it. They should have used FireChat or some other application. I understand. I know. We did. They did.
FireChat.
This is how they organized. Did you? You know what? I'm not going to cut you off when you speak, but I do get a chance to rebuttal. I want you to know this. I'm going to give you that respect. Okay. So let me finish. You'll get your chance. Okay. I get the rebuttal. Then you go. That's usually how this thing works. So I appreciate if you keep your comments to yourself at this time. I'm not, again, going to cut you off with anything. I'm going to sit here with my notepad and take notes down to actually rebuttal the proper way. Okay. Just wanted to kind of school work. Next, Standing Rock. There's a number of allegations. I can't speak on the allegations and what you're actually being accused of. I can only speak on what I've encountered and what I know. What do I know? I know you did try to sabotage one event. I was the reason. I was the person that started a chat group that had over 100 lead organizers in it from around the nation. What we were responsible for was leading caravans into Standing Rock. If there was an individual in a car that was broken down, we found support to go through, pick them up, take them. Not only did we take donations, not only did we pick up people, supplies, we ran them out to Standing Rock. And then one of the good things that we did, I think was even better than any, a lot of people got stranded out at Standing Rock and didn't know how they were going to get home. So we'd take those participants on the way home. We'd zigzag on the way back because we were all the way in Philly. So that's half the country away. What did you do, Higgins? The caravans would be allowed in, but Billy Taylor would not be. Now, everything I said, I'm going to prove. As soon as my kids go back, I'll have the time to actually release the information. You wanted to jump the gun on this. I wasn't going to miss this opportunity. First time, and how long you are addressing a lot of these issues with me. I'm your issue. I mean, you threatened people, you threatened your victims, you threatened legal things. I told you that I'm the reason your career is getting ruined. You said my career and everything else. I'm that guy. If what I am saying is not true, I challenge you to take me to court for slander. If it's not true, I should be in jail, shouldn't I? Take me to court for slander.
And
I challenge you to a lie detector. I'm not done yet. I challenge you to a lie detector challenge. I will come out to wherever you're at in the United States. I will pay for the lie detector, you and me. Now, you are suspected of being a federal paid provocateur, saboteur. So It's going to be at a facility of my choosing, my liking. There will be certain things that I am going to request, such as a urine test, possibly a blood test. Now, I will be checking for fancy government gadgets. I may not be technology inclined, but I do have friends that are, where we would be able to test for bugs and so on, like we did during the DNC. Higgins, I am done. You may go, sir. I hope you took notes.
Hey, Billy, how long have we known each other?
Higgins, how did we meet each other? I helped you out because your logistics were off on the first thing you ever organized.
No. I just asked you one question. How long have we known each other?
Misunderstood that. Maybe a couple months before the DNC?
No, not at all. Like maybe a month.
I said maybe a month, a couple.
Okay, and so like
I helped you with it, organize your D's. That's all I know. Go ahead.
Are you done?
I'm sorry.
You good?
Yeah.
All right. And then, how long have I had you blocked on Facebook? Like a year?
Ed, I pay no mind to you. I don't. The reason why I came out was media contacted me about your rumors from a year ago. That's the only reason I came out.
Actually, you do pay mind about me. All your friends tell me that you masturbate about me every night. And I'm still wondering, like, I didn't even think about you. Like, I didn't remember you. I didn't dream about you. I didn't write you love notes. I forgot about you. So I don't know. Like it was at Facebook. Did Facebook remind you of me? Like you had memories, and then you saw my picture, and you're like, "Oh my God, I just missed that guy." And like I have to talk about him every day now because it's been like a week and a half. You've been like doing live streams about me every day. And you've been talking about this proof. You're gonna release this proof. You're gonna release this proof. Where's the proof?
Higgins, I told you I wouldn't speak. So please tell me, give me some kind of signal that I'm allowed to speak. I told you I have my kids. I take care of my kids. I'm a single father with custody of my kids. So I told you repeatedly I don't have time. But tomorrow,
well,
I give them back.
Well, that's a good point. Hey, so
you have the question. Let me answer it, buddy. Don't cut me off.
Right now.
Monday through Friday it will be released. You'll get it. Don't worry. And there's a lot more than I've said so far. Don't worry.
Hey, no. So I have some concerns about your mental health, but where are your kids right now?
In bed where they should be.
Right. When you're in the garage, like in the shed or something. Like I need you to forget about me. Like I'm not important. Like I'm not your friend. I don't think about you every night. And yet you're still thinking about me while your kids are growing up alone because you're thinking about me. Because you're making live streams at least 4 hours a day about me. Like I'm really concerned about your mental health. I need you to get help. Well, let's talk about this. Okay, so rape and sexual allegations are pretty serious. And when somebody does that, you want to make sure you have proof. You want to file a police report and all that good stuff. And the person you're talking about, Missy Waddell, apparently she's in the chat comments right now. She said I on a radio show that has nothing to do with you. It's been a radio show that's been harassing all water protectors. People who actually were at Standing Rock who were allowed to be there, who weren't kicked out. They have been slandered on this radio show. And Missy went on there and it was basically like the radio host like pulled it out of her, like said, so basically Ed Higgins drugged you and sexually assaulted you, which doesn't quite make sense when I was at a bar with her one night. I was supposed to drop off my dog. I found out she was batshit crazy. She couldn't even hold my dog. So we had 2 drinks or 1 drink, 2 drinks maybe. Then we left. She drove me home to a friend's house, and then she drove herself home. So if you're drugged, you can't exactly drive a car. Now, she said she filed a police report. You went ahead and spread that I was a rapist and that she had a police report. We've looked it up. She has no police report. She's lying. And you continue to spread false things about me and saying you have proof. And literally nobody has seen your proof. I don't know, maybe it's in Vault and Quantico. I don't know. But you are on a 20-day mission to get some proof. Maybe you're going to walk to the Pentagon. I don't know where your proof is. Also, in Philly, you say you're a political organizer. Nobody knows you to be doing anything. The only thing your claim to fame, your 15 minutes of fame, are Philly. Well, that's great. So that you got yourself up in the lights. You have all your top 5 pitchers from a year ago. Philly, you're important, buddy. Like, go on, live on. But the rest of Philly thinks you're racist, you're homophobe, you don't work well with others, and you basically disappeared for like 6 months, and now you just come back to lick my nuts. So I just need you to get off my balls, to get a mental health check, to start taking care of your children, because they are being, they want their father. And while they're asking for their father, you're shooing them away so you can talk about Ed Higgins. Like, it's not okay. It's sad, really.
You don't my lot of rebuttal.
So
Okay.
when you want to talk, Billy, you just press the left microphone button. Are you there?
Am
There you go. Okay. Yeah. Go ahead.
The microphone button wasn't on. That's funny.
On.
You guys,
I forgot to mention the GoFundMe that you set up. Hold on.
Hang on.
I forgot to mention the GoFundMe that you set up to steal teepees from Standing Rock to give to the homeless. So let's talk about that too. Go ahead.
You must be muting me. Are you guys muting me so I can't talk? Is that what's going on?
Absolutely not. We don't have that capability here.
I'm going to enjoy it like Comedy Central, gentlemen. Ladies, I will. Don't worry. I'm going to smile about this one all the way through it. I'll be quick, though. First off, you're accused. I choose my words very wisely, Ed Higgins, as far as the rape. I can't talk about that because I'm not the one that's, accusing you. I said you stand accused. I choose my words very wisely. I'm very good with laws and so on. What I can validate is everything I stated earlier. Next, you want proof? Everything I stated earlier, I'm going to prove. All the other allegations that are brought against you, that isn't me. I heard about it. I started stomping like, yo, what is this? Finally, look at you. You're answering questions. Oh, my God. You're not blocking someone. Next. First, I want to tell you, I have mixed kids. So stop with the racism shit. Next, I'm bisexual. Stop with the homophobic shit. Picks. Oh, you got 5 picks from a year ago. Imagine that. A guy that believes in the causes and the issues and not sticking his face in front of a camera or has to get paid to go out and fight for issues. Imagine if you only got a job and you spent some of your own money fighting for these causes. What would happen? There would be no Ed Higgins. Okay, you're a paid protester. You're a saboteur. What else? Your turn, Ed. Go ahead.
I think you missed the part where I'm paid by Soros.
I didn't say that. That was you, buddy. That was you. Hey, guys, nice roast. This has been a nice roast. What else you got, Ed? I love talking to you. I really love talking to you. This is going great. I love it. Your turn, Ed. I'll be quiet.
All right. So the $1 million. Let's talk about the $1 million. It was like $900-something thousand that you and the rest of the Philly FYI crew met with Richie Peltier and asked for. And you've been wondering this whole time how I knew about that. And I put a guy's contact information. He actually changed his phone number. It was only a campaign phone. But I put his contact information in the chat. It's Jean-Michel Pichier. I don't know how to say his name. You actually gave me the contact information.
John Mitchell is the event coordinator. We never had a meeting with him. It was strictly on the phone. We were asking if Bernie would be able to give any kind of.
I'm not done. I'm not done.
Mark Lindenbaum.
I'm not.
I'm giving you the right names, brother. I'm giving you the right names. You did have meetings with campaign. Go ahead.
All right, good. So John Michelle calls me on the way to like wherever that dank ass place you brought us to was, and tells me that he had a meeting, or I'm sorry, Richie Peltier had an unauthorized meeting the day before with Philly FYI, and that you guys asked for $1 million for a $20 permit. and they had a conference call that day, and basically Richie Peltier was demolished on the call. He was, it was an unauthorized meeting. Shouldn't even have the meeting. The only reason he had the meeting is because your buddy Dickie Warfel asked him to, and they had this meeting they shouldn't have, and then that's where you guys asked $1 million. So this is on the way to our dinner. So when I get to the dinner, we all sat down, and I asked the whole table. I said, "Who here can tell me who at the meeting yesterday asked the Bernie Sanders campaign for $1 million?" And Dickie Warfel friggin' stands right up, waves his hand, and I was like, exactly. So Billy Taylor gets fucking all paranoid. He's like, "Oh my God, this guy's a Fed." So he walks outside with his notebook, and then he comes back and he's got all these notes written down. Like a half hour later, he comes back and he says, Ed, so first question I have to ask you, are you Fed? I was like, are you fucking kidding me? Like who is this guy? That happened.
Can I go? Is it my turn to go?
Billy, if you have to ask me what to do.
Listen, everything is being recorded and documented. That is
What?
one of the.
I can't hear you.
Again, you stated that Billy Taylor try to charge $1 million for the permits, right? But you just said somebody else stood up. As far as what I asked for was resources, help. These people are coming to Philadelphia.
What happened? Finally, after a year, you admit it happened.
I did not say that. Excuse you. Twist my word. This is not what this is about. Don't even think you're getting off to something like that. Okay? You said Billy Taylor tried charging $1 million. Then you stated another name. Okay? I have nothing to do with nobody else. I can tell you what I've done. Resources such as water, security protection. We are afraid that there were going to be infiltrators such as Hillary and so on. To protect the freaking people. That's what we did. Okay? Now, go ahead.
I
want you to know.
That's good.
I can get you for slander. I can. So yeah, I'm loving this. I got lawyers too. Because when you do good work, people will help you out pro bono. Because lawyers aren't able to go out on the streets like we are. See the activities and the things that you do and how
what are we even talking about right now? Like, let's go back to $1 million.
Oh, slander. How I told you to get me for slander, I'm telling you, continue to openly say on air, I tried to tell Bernie Sanders for $1 million. I will sue you for slander because it was Richie Pelletier and Mark Lindenbaugh that we had the meeting with. Just want to collect you. But go ahead. I love this.
Thank you for admitting it. God damn. Took you a year?
Again, this is good. Continue on. Are you guys cutting me off on the live stream? Is that what you're doing? You're blocking my voice out or something?
Dude, it was a $20 permit. You asked for $1 million? Like, are you nuts? They thought you were batshit crazy.
I love this. Higgins, expect your ass to get sued. Oh, boy. I wasn't faking. I told you to get me for slander because I will get you for slander. Great. Thank you. Because I didn't have any proof that $1 million rumor came from you. But you know what? I have other testimony.
I literally told you like 4 times.
I'm sorry? What was that? I didn't have any physical proof like you're giving me right now. This is being recorded and you know it. It can be used and held accountable in a court of law. It's great. It's great. Should have been a lawyer. But go ahead. Say again crap that I didn't do. I fought for the people of the DNC. I didn't try. You know what's funny? I was actually offered $50,000 for those permits and I refused it. I spent but total lost income and spent $90,000, just me, myself alone. Meaning what I spent and what I lost through not tending to my business was a total of $9. But go ahead. Tell me again about some negative crap when I did I worked for the people and I couldn't be bought or sold. I mean, Higgins had that $1 million idea, didn't he? And I even go with him. Now you make a lot. You're making sense, bro. I love debating you.
Hey, we got 5 minutes and then we're going to move on to Lewis. Are you done?
Go for it. Make your childish comment for something that you're going to say. Let's do this.
No, I literally brought up like a couple of points. Did you address them or Do you feel like you properly addressed them all?
What else is there to address? I mean, I'm gonna in the upcoming days come out with testimonies to prove you completely wrong. You'll probably be slapped with a lawsuit sometime within 30 days. What else is there addressed? I don't bluff, Ed. You bluff a lot. Like how you said you went to the legal collective while threatening your victim. That legal collective reached out and said, we are not representing Ed Higgins. See, you bluff. I don't. But go ahead.
I actually called them right after that post, and they said they wouldn't end a civil lawsuit. But anyway, so why do you think about me every day?
What's that? You are my new mission.
Why do you?
When I set my mind to you ask the question, I'm going to answer. You are my new action, Higgins. Everything you have touched on a federal
level. New action. Yeah. Hold on. So you had this op the other day, right?
You're not even. Did you answer any of my questions from the beginning when I talked about you being a saboteur? Excuse you for 1 second. Did you answer any of my questions?
Don't care about you. I don't even think about you every night. I don't care about you.
Why are you doing this right now?
So op.
Why are you doing this right now? Why did you text me until 3 a.m. last night? Huh? I must be in your dreams, buddy. You must care. Oh, you don't care. Why did you bring me on this show? You don't care.
So op, take down Ed Higgins. What's that about? Tell us all about it.
What's going on? Op, take down Higgins. I didn't start that. I'm for the awakening. I spread knowledge, my friend. And when I choose my words, I choose it wisely. Why haven't you taken me for slander yet? Huh? Do you not have any lawyers to represent you? Have you not done any? What have you done in the United States?
You literally haven't said anything worth substance.
Come on, man. What have you done that has been successful?
You literally haven't said anything
run around a media guy. Hang on. What have you done that has been successful?
There's a reason why you're going to get shut off in 2 minutes. You haven't even said anything of substance. I don't even know what you're saying right now.
Okay, name an action, a protest, an event that you have organized that has been successful.
The first one, DC to DNC.
8 people marched. Go ahead. I'll have testimony on that one, but that wasn't successful. People actually donated hundreds of meals. Donated hundreds of meals, and there was nobody to eat them because there was only 8 people that actually went on the march. Now, on a rally at in DC, there was maybe 24, a handful of them. I'm gonna say. Go ahead, say otherwise, Higgins. Say otherwise. Oh, okay. That's why hundreds of meals had to go to a church, because the thousands that you called for, there was 8. That wasn't successful. But go ahead.
Unfortunately, at the end, it was 25. And we had 300. We had 300 meals.
Oh, poor bro. How many was there supposed to be? I led a march of 30,000. 30,000. 30,000.
2 minutes.
And what did they get done? What did they get done?
What's that?
What did we get done?
What did
the revolution
30,000 do?
Here's the thing. I'm anti-establishment. First off, I want to explain this. I wasn't there we knew long before Bernie wasn't going to win. We had insider information. It wasn't really about
30,000 troopers do.
What do we do? You want to know the political revolution?
Yeah,
now, don't let
the
government black this out. Higgins, let me talk. This is something. This ain't even true, bro. Let me get this out, because the media blocked this out. This is important.
Anytime anything happened, Billy had peacekeepers to go around and de-escalate.
You're acting like a child.
Nothing got done.
Oh, well, listen, this is what happened. The party only holds power in the amount of members that is within the party. So we organized a massive deregistration. Now, what happened was Bernie did something great. He actually enlightened these new minds. This is why I jumped on, because Bernie to me was like an Anat, because he's spreading awareness. He's spreading truth. He's enlightening. We had newly engaged voters. These are people that think like us. They vote like us. They fight on the issues like us. Now, but he also something else. He exposed the system from within. Meaning he showed the who, what, when, where, why, on why it was corrupt. So you have all these new minds that they would be disengaged. They would be discouraged. Like the rest of America no longer want to partake. Believe it or not, we got to work together on this. We needed people engaged. Okay, they don't want people to vote because it's easier to rig. More people that vote, the more work they got to do. So what happened? Jill Stein was there and offered a handout to Bernie Sanders. Now, Bernie didn't take the ticket, but she was there to pick up those people that felt without a party. So all these newly engaged voters, Jill Stein did that shift. I'm the guy that got Jill Stein the permits at FDR Park. Again, I can prove. Next. So not only that, now the thing with what happened was there was the Democratic Party campaigned stronger together. Why? Why did they spend millions and millions of dollars instead of attacking Trump? because the party was divided. Why? Because in Philadelphia, the people took their power back. That's exactly what happened. Now, next, hang on, the Green Party. Let me finish because this is a big part. This is the blackout part that they did. Now, in 2012, there was only 22 states on the ballot, but they had 12% of the vote for the Green Party. But this time around, they were on the ballot for 48 states, but yet only achieved 8%. That is totally wrong. There's no way on 48 states they had a lot more.
Billy, this makes no fucking sense. He asked you a question.
You don't know politics. He said, where was the revolution? The revolution was in a split from the parties. To end this two-party dictatorship. To actually have a rainbow coalition. To maybe have a left-wing party instead of what the rest of the world looks at our Democratic Party, which is center-right. We don't even have a left-wing party. How can two parties speak to the melting pot of the world? It can't. It won't. It will never. We need multiple parties. We have every race, every religion, every nationality. We're people of different beliefs.
All right,
how do you have black and white?
Billy, your time's up. Your time's up, buddy. You're over. Good luck.
Politics. You obviously don't know politics. What are you doing being a political activist?
Billy, what are you doing right now?
I'm telling you about the revolution.
No. Crickets. What are you actually doing? What are you doing? What kind of work? You're a political activist. You're out there. You're doing everything. What are you doing?
Higgins, I'm not sticking my face in front of the camera. I'm doing homeless events. I'm doing homeless events. Hang on. I'm doing an
You're doing nothing. Go away.
Why am I getting? You need to go away, bro. You need to stop. What are you doing that you don't have for? Huh? When do you ever go out and you actually do things on your own?
Time is up. And we thank you for coming on. Thank you.
Enjoy your days, guys. I enjoyed the roast.
All right. And we're on to our next. Can everybody hear me?
Yep.
Yes, sir.
All right.
I can hear you.
Hey, I appreciate the guy's passion. You just got to get it focused right, man.
Yeah, he is kind of all over the place. I think if he actually focused on one thing and he actually set his mind to something other than Ed Higgins, he'd be all right.
Okay, and on to Lewis. Hey, Lewis.
Hey, guys. Thanks for having me on. I'm not sure how I can follow that up with. I'm going to do my best.
Brother.
I appreciate all the support for everybody in every all parts of the world. And I'm here to try to put a little light on the border wall. Of course, it's getting ready to be started. And, of course, what I'm also working on is Magellan Midstream Partners LP that's got a crude oil spill out in Bastrop, Texas. So any way to get the word out to that, I look for any platforms, including yours, to try to get that word out there, to try to help people and help our movements, whatever they may be. So my hat's off to you guys for trying to spread the word. Thank you so much. I'm honored.
Yeah, so you're headed out. We were talking before the show that you're headed out to go see the wall or them building the wall right now, right? Or in a few days. Yeah, that's close. You're close, and this is the good thing. This is kind of the things that we want to try to clear up. And I have a small barrage of keyboard warriors also that will start pointing down there at the information section, the comment section, and they'll start putting up about the Santa Ana region, the refuge, the National Wildlife Refuge, the butterfly park that's there, the mission. La Lamitas mission that we're trying to protect, and everybody's gathering around. So if you guys, keyboard warriors that help us out, if you could go ahead and put information on what we're going to do. But here's where we're at right now. And I'm working hand in hand, and I'm communicating with some of the people that are there on the ground. We're heading out on the 11th. That's Camp Trail Deer, Luis Monsivais, our small team, the people that we care for, the people that we want to help. We're heading out on the 11th of next month, August. And we're going to go there for a good spell, and we want to try to cover what's happening. And what we know of up to this point is there is equipment on the ground. There are surveyors on the ground at the Butterfly Refuge, and they are getting ready to cut 150 feet path through this beautiful refuge. And mind you, there's 400 species of birds. There's 2 endangered wildcats there in this area, and they already have contractors there that had to be stopped. They already have equipment there, survey crews there, and they're ready to start building this wall.
They're going to build it in 3-mile increments is what they're trying to do. And we're trying to help protect. And I promised everybody that I would be there when they try to start this wall, because I will stand and resist the building of this wall. And that's where I stand with this. So the information that we're going to put down here, along with the interview, is going to try to help people, to guide them in the right direction, so we can try to get as many people to Caravan out there. I'm leaving from Austin, Texas, but if we can help anybody out come towards this direction, we would love to. Get in touch with the people at the Santa Ana Refuge, the Butterfly Center. They are on here as well. They'll start chiming in. Send them your heart. Send them the donations for their lawyer and attorney fees that they're gathering up. So if people want to help, you don't have to actually pile in your car, get in your Volkswagen bus. You can distribute and you can help other ways. So yes, they are going to start the wall, even though they don't have, it hasn't been pushed through. They are channeling for funding otherwhere. They are getting funding, and they got a crew on the ground, and it's getting ready to go off. And we want to be there to help the Rio Grande, the Mexican American community, the people of Mexico, the people of the United States, the Big Bend region, through California, throughout the entire district of where this wall is going. We want to be there, and we want to help them stand in resistance of this wall. We want to be the big thorn in their side. It's what we like to try to do.
Yeah, I also heard with this wall and some of the places that they're building it, so there are landowners that own land that do cross some of that, and that's also been a big concern, that the federal government is going to build a wall right through their property.
Well, it's funny you say that, because you say a very important thing, and you're right. This is not just part of an eminent domain, which we've all heard of. It's an old law that should be stricken out and will never be stricken out. The pipeline companies, corporations, entities will always be able to use this very old law until it is changed in the law books. They will always be able to use this. They will, of course, go through eminent domain. But let me tell you who the villain is here. The villain is Homeland Security, because Homeland Security allows places like the National Santa Ana Refuge, National Refuge, the National Park. Nobody can build through these parks unless they have the okay of Homeland Security. And Homeland Security has given them the okay to start the construction in this area, in this sector. So yeah, there's a lot of things that are going to be knocked to the side. People will be, and this is the thing, it's just not the human impact. It's the environmental impact as well. It's the social impact. It's the human impact of the people in general. It's the impact to our world. This wall intends to run so far and so wide, 18 to 20 something feet high, and as we know, it's fruitless. It's not going to stop. It's not going to stop people from coming back and forth. It's not going to slow down the crime, because a lot of the crime is already here through the United States. And yes, a lot of land will be taken up through this construction of the wall. A lot of animals will be hurt. A lot of animals will be killed. Fields will be destroyed. Livestock won't be able to feed on certain areas. People will not be able to go to their neighbor's house if they are located strategically on particular parts outside of the north side of the border. Huge. And I would ask anybody in the United States that does not think that this wall affects them, if they're on for the wall, if they're against the wall, or if they're on the wall trying to figure out what they want to stand for, it's going to, because it affects your environment, it affects the world, the resources. They need water through this to make concrete out in this direction, and that water is going to come from your water table. It will drop your water table. They will get resources, drill their own wells. So we have to look at the entire spectrum of what happens here. We're just not saying they're going to build a wall. What happens with this? What jobs are created with this? Because the good part that they say that it's going to help. Does it stop crime? Is it going to help our nation? These are the questions that I ask people that are sitting on either side of the fence or on the fence to ask yourself. It's not good, and we're not going to stand for it. I stand with the Mexican American community. I stand with all the community members of this nation they call the United States who are against this. And I will be there on the front line, along with everybody else that will be there by our sides. We will be there to protect, to help them. We'll go with an open heart to do the best we can to bring awareness to what is happening. And yes, America, the border wall is starting. It's starting in the Rio Grande Valley, and we will be there to report on it, hands down.
Yeah, I was actually, I actually had that point. I was talking to, who was I talking to? What group? The Oath Keeper about this, and they were totally pro wall. And I told them,
Sure.
yeah, I told them that, like, I'm sorry, I had a life, and I've been talked about at the show that really wasn't pertaining to anything that we're really talking about. But let's just say that I know crime, and it's not going to stop crime. You put a wall up?
Sir.
No, it's not.
No, sir.
Yeah.
And that's one of the good things, is that everybody can do their research. And through this feed that you give me an opportunity, you give us an opportunity to kind of give our side. We can post down here in the comments crime rates, transport rates. And as we know, in my heart, the Mexican-American community, the Mexican community that's in the United States, are the backbone of this working capital country. I support my Hispanic Mexican brothers, my indigenous brothers, who this will affect, who do not have green cards, who have working visas, who are here illegally. Yes, America wants some system. Putting up a freaking wall is not the way to go. You will not stop these strong-willed people from coming here. They are already here, America. They have already so-called got your jobs. They are the brutal force from the construction, from carpentry, electrical, construction, heavy equipment operating. They've got it in their pocket, and Americans should be scared because you lost those jobs fair and square. They came over, they started at low income wages, low pay, they had to hide, they had to run here, they had to come 3 days and 3 nights to get here, and you let them take your damn job because you either didn't show up, you didn't do your job properly, or they freaking just outworked you. So I will always stand by the Mexican-American community, the Latino community throughout this area, the Mexican La Raza movement. I will always stand for the people that come here to the United States and look for that bread and butter, regardless of their heritage or regardless of where they come from. Unless you're Native American, I'm 40% Native American. Unless you're Native American, you are an immigrant in these lands. You had the same chance to get the same job positions that everybody else has. Don't come crying to me now that somebody's taking your position. They didn't take your job. They earned your job. And if you want it back, get off your butt and get out there and earn it. Pick up a pick, a sledgehammer. Learn to work the equipment. My brothers, you're doing great. We're behind you. Don't stop. The people are here. Despite the border in the south region of Mexico, the Rio Grande Valley, the Big Bend region, sensitive areas, they're coming from all over the place. And as we know, a lot of illegal immigrants that are not, that do not have work visas, they come from airplanes, people. They don't all come from the ground.
That is true. That is true.
They are appointing positions at one ethnic group, Hispanic people, that you are scared of. And you should be scared of them because they're strong in force, strong in will, and strong in heart. And you will not be able to stop them.
I was thinking of it where we would start a GoFundMe and collect money for the border wall ladder that we would put together so that we could get people over. We could do tours. We could put ladders in different places. Depends on how much money we raise. But I think we start at the ladder and then we go to the rope.
And as you know, we don't use ladders. We use tunnels, guys. So remember, it's tunnels. And here's the thing. Over, around, under, or through. They're not going to stop the Mexican-American community or any other community that wants to come here and better the United States. We honor the people that come here, regardless where they come here, regardless of their religion, their group, their skin color. We honor them here to try to make the United States as best as it can be. And you know what? It needs all the damn help it can get, because Americans, I love you also. I'm an American as well by birth. Shit's hitting the fan, guys. A lot of people are lost control of what's going on, and there's one way to get it back, and that's hard work and unity. And if you're not ready to do the hard work and not ready to do the unity, guess what? The Hispanic community and the people that want a piece of this pie are willing to come here and make those sacrifices, make those travels, and they're coming here to make the United States the best they can. So I back them. But there's a lot going on with the border wall. But we encourage people to follow us, Camp Trail Deer, my Facebook page, other people that are involved in this. This isn't just me, guys. I just happen to be the guy that likes to get in there and get in front of these people and document it. Follow whoever you want to follow. Go there and help whoever you want to help. There's a lot of people that you will start to see that are going to be out there on the ground doing the best that they possibly can to bring awareness. Follow them however you can. Support them however you can. Share their posts, like their posts, spread the word. It helps, because there's going to be not just American people that stand up against this wall. You got the whole region of Mexico that are going to stand up against this wall. And that's one thing that you have to realize. The Mexican community is going to stand up and fight against this wall. And they are ready. And the underground word is, and let me tell you, they are ready. And as you say, well, there's the gang members and there's these people and these people that you have been clowned into thinking that they're hurtful to the United States. And I will tell you, yes, some groups are, just like throughout the communities. But these people and these groups have banded together, guys, and they're ready to make a stand. So you better pack your lunch when you try to bring this wall up.
Yeah, you know what I was hearing from Mexico is that the Coyotes were telling people, to come over the border now while you still can.
Yes. Now I want to bring something up. I'm glad you said Coyote, because it is no secret in my life that I had gotten arrested and did some jail time. I ended up with a misdemeanor crime by transporting an illegal immigrants into the United States. I got caught doing it. That's all I'll say about that. I spent a week in jail. I lost a $10,000 truck. I paid a $15,000 fine for transporting Mexican Americans, illegal immigrants, across the border. I spent time in jail, and then Homeland Security hounded me for about 3 months throughout Austin and the surrounding area, so I had to kind of go underground. So this is nothing that I'm scared of my past. I love my past. It has made me who I am today. And I dabbled in that trade for a moment or two. And it is true. Luis Monsiváis did get arrested with an illegal immigrant in his automobile, transporting him over into the state lines of the United States of America. But you know what? The time that I got caught, I did my time in jail. I paid my service to the community. I paid my fines. They confiscated my funds that I had on me. My new truck that I paid for cash, they took it. And I did my 1 damn year probation. So I know how that works. I know those people. I know firsthand what goes on there. And you're right. There is a flood coming. It's already started. Look around you. Look when you go outside and you're saying, it's hot, it's 105, it's 115. Guess what? Look at those construction sites. Look at those vests. Look at those honorable men out there pounding that concrete into the ground for your Walmarts, Targets. Look at those men out there. Look at the women and the family that support them, that pack those lunches you see in those little igloos. I worked construction my whole life, guys. I know the routine. They have come and invaded your United States with very little violence. They did it methodically. They did it beautifully. And they brought their families to boot. They raised their families here. They incorporated them in your school systems. And they are the people that did it. So smart they are. And there's not a lot of people that can do a damn thing about it except for complain and be racially motivated against them. And that's not going to stop them because they've had that their whole life. They've had poverty, hatred, corruption. They've had it. You're talking about some of the people that have grown from the ground, who have been stomped on forever, and they made it here. Now you see them with their new trucks, their new homes, their new construction sites, their brand new sprinkler installation system, plumbing systems, carpentry businesses. You should be afraid, America, because you dropped the ball on your work. Now it's being held by 60%, maybe even more, of the Hispanic community and the community that has come here on visas, the immigrants. This place was born and raised on immigrants. And if you're not Native American, you're an immigrant to this United States border.
Well, I got to say that I knew about your past because somebody had brought your past to me.
I'm proud of my past, Ed.
Right,
and
right.
that's one of the things that if you want to talk about that, I'd love to talk about that.
Well,
because
no, I don't. What I wanted to say,
and I love it.
I know. We could talk about that, but what I wanted to say is exactly what I told them. I said, well, look what he's doing now. Everybody has a past, and he's paid his dues, and look what he's doing now. He is doing the most amazing work, and I will say the same thing about our immigrants in this country, even if they made it here illegally. They have worked. They have proven that they're paying taxes. They are here already. Why don't we make a plan to keep them here? Because they are some of the best citizens in our country.
Yes. You say a lot of important things there, and you bring up some really important things, Ed. And I'd like to say that I've never met you, and we never worked together at Standing Rock. I used your Activate Live to do a couple of posts to generate some interest. And you say some very good, very important things there, because in my life, I have had a burglary of a vehicle when I was 16 years old, guys. Now, let me tell you something. I broke into a train that was sitting on a railroad track, and that's what got me my burglary of a vehicle. I was 16. I'm 51 years old now, guys. I did 1 year probation, 3 days in jail, 80 hours community service at Goodwill. I paid $1,800 restitution fine, and I was a boy, a young man. I did it. I was a misdemeanor. I also had theft by check in my construction company about 20-something years ago. I paid that off. I paid the fine, and they dropped the charges. My criminal history is a misdemeanor violation of silly stuff that I did that has no heart into who I am right now. And I want to tell you something. I don't hide shit. I got nothing in my closet. You want in my closet? I got the key for you. You can come straight in. You have something to talk to me about? I will honor that, and I will speak up to it proudly, because I hold my trophies of failure on my mantle above my fireplace, because it reminds me what I did wrong. It reminds my family members and my friends what I did wrong, and it reminds me what I will never do again. So yes, I move forward, and I have moved forward years and years and years gone through. Now let me tell you, I'm no damn angel. I'm not here to say that I'm going to save you from the Savior as he comes down and gets you. That's not what I'm here for. I'm here to do my work on the ground, show by example, and point my finger at myself. And I'm improving myself on a daily base, weekly base, a yearly base. And at this point in my life, I could not be any prouder of who I am as a human being and as a man. And nobody else is going to be able to take that away from me.
Yeah, I was going to say, I said, shit, I'm a fan. I love your meeting you had with Kelsey Warren, it was, right?
I gave him the tomahawk, man.
You met Kelsey?
Gave him the tomahawk right in his face.
Kelsey Warren? Damn.
Yeah, we were in a couple of meetings with Kelsey Warren. I was in 2 meetings with him, and he said that we were intimidating him. They wanted us out of the boardroom. We were giving him the tomahawk right to his face with an evil eye. And they came back and told us that we could do it. There's nothing he can do about it, and he had to sit through those meetings with me and another gentleman who I'll keep anonymous unless he wants to put his name down there. Beautiful brother as well. He was the one also that I followed in lead to give him the tomahawk. And that's an important cause to me. That's an important cause. I want people, I'm not here to hide that I am your friend or I possibly can be your friend. I am here to let you know, Magellan Midstream Partners, Kelsey Warren, I'm here to put you on a particular list of people that I will go up against, because what you do against our environment, the people, our industries, I have no quarries, no qualms of giving people my direction or what I stand for. I don't want anybody to guess what does he stand for. You can just leave it at that. You don't have to guess what I stand for. In my work, guys, I mean, this is even just after Standing Rock. This isn't before. It speaks for itself. My time there, my time away from it, my travels afterward, my time beforehand with the standing up for Barton Springs, Tonkawa Springs, the Golden Cheek Warbler, stopping buildings from happening here for our aquifers. You know, my family's been doing this fight a long time. I saw my cousin Michael march with Cesar Chavez down Chavez Boulevard. I helped my family build those signs. I saw the Latino movement. I saw the Black Power movement in Austin, Texas. I saw the La Raza movement as a young boy growing up. So this isn't new to me. And my work should speak for itself. Look at my videos. Look at what we're doing. Look what we're going to. I pay for 96, 95% of my ventures. We get very little. We get very little funding. We have a couple of people that are now helping us with our funding, and we're trying to get that ball rolling. But guess what, guys? That money, 96% of it doesn't come out of anybody's pocket but my own. So don't try to give me any frivolous direction on why you think that I'm not going in a good direction. I look at my past, I look at what I'm doing, I look at my general direction, and I feel that we're doing really good work here. And I'm very proud of the people that follow us. I'm very proud of our pages that people build. Camp Trail Deer with Luis Monsivais. I'm very more proud of all the things that we had to overcome to get to the point that we are now. And we'll continue to overcome those things. Again, over, around, under, or straight through, we will get to where we need to go. So I'm very proud of everybody that helps us out. I lose y'all guys?
Preston, you there?
Yeah. Hey, Lewis, I was at the you were, I guess, with the Red Warrior camp, and we were filming a protest.
No, well, let me make that clear real quick. Let me make that clear. You say some important things. I helped the Red Warrior camp in strategy, in marches, but I helped everybody I could there. I did not stand in unity with one particular group. I stood in unity with the Standing Rock movement. I helped everybody I could. I helped with the veterans put their tents up and help with their gasoline, with their generators. I helped with the everybody I could. But yes, I found myself next to the Red Warrior camp with the with some of their marches. Yes, sir, you got it right.
No, that's where I first saw you. We were filming a protest there in Mandan, downtown Mandan, and I met you there. I also met you at some other spots there at Standing Rock.
Yes, sir.
Way back in September, October period.
Yes, sir. That's when I was there.
Oh, Preston, I didn't know you were there.
Yeah, was I the only one who wasn't there?
That was like 2 weeks. You know, I was there with Roxy. It was me and another woman.
Yeah.
Filming.
I made it about 3 weeks there, and I left to do more work other ways, and I only had a certain amount of food and supplies. And I learned a whole bunch there. Of course, you know, the ceremonies that we got to do. And this is another thing, as I feel so honored to be a part of that, because I got there like days before the march to the bulldozed sacred sites, the burial sites. And that was so moving to me. And I was a part of that march. And in that march, there was, I think, about 50 of us or 60 of us. There was quite a few of us. And we marched that 1.5 miles from the entrance of the camp, or however long it was, to those sacred sites. And there at that site, we had such a beautiful ceremony. It was moving. There wasn't one dry eye in our circle. They allowed me to put the sage around our circle, which I was honored. And I felt at that time, when they allowed us all, and they said in that ceremony, and I can only give so much about the ceremony, it was so beautiful. They honored us, all of us there, by the adoption. They adopted us there in that nation, for the Sioux Nation. And if those people that were there that remember that ceremony, they remember the leaders and the elders saying, everybody here who has done this walk and has been part of this ceremony is now adopted into the Sioux Nation. And that to me was the most beautiful, most prideful ceremony I've ever been a part of. That is what I took along with all the other time that I was there, and that's also what created me and my drive. That's why we are together, united. That's why we continue to struggle in these directions. It's from what we learned there, what they taught us there, what we learned around the sacred fire there, our struggle, our front lines. I remember seeing Duke there. I remember seeing all the guys there at those front lines. And we were there front and center every time they told us to be front and center. We were there. And I went there because I didn't want bloodshed. If there was going to be bloodshed, I was like a lot of the people that said, do me, take me, spill my blood. That's why I went there. But I learned that's not what we were doing there. They had to suppress my warrior when I was there because I was ready to fight. And they taught us all how to walk in peace, how to walk in spirit and in prayer. And I didn't know this. So we all learned so much from that movement and that time in our life. And it will always be with every one of us that were there. For an hour if we were there, or for months we were there, we're all still united. So it was a beautiful time to me. And I very appreciate, for the first time, being able to talk and interviewed instead of doing the interviews, to get my heartfelt feelings out of some of my times there, some of my times in the past, my prior, and some of my future. What do we have in store? So again, my hat's off to you guys again for giving me the opportunity. And I will say, if anybody has any private video of the buffalo processing ceremony, please private send it to me, because that was a beautiful time in all of our lives as we got to get the sacred buffalo to feed us all. And I was there in the heart, in the middle of that, and I only seen one photo, but I'll always remember that, all those times there. So I was honored. I was honored.
Yeah, it was kind of rough being a vegan at Standing Rock.
Oh, yes. Yes.
I mean,
yes,
you missed some
yes.
good meat, man.
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
I did. I had to go
Yes,
to Camp South Camp Prairie Nights to go to the buffet.
Oh, the PKC. Yeah.
I didn't do any Prairie Night stuff. I didn't have an opportunity to do the Prairie Nights.
Well, I'll have to take you back
I did
someday.
help. I did help at as many camps as I could.
Yeah, of course. You did a lot of great work out there, and you've done a lot of great work since. You're working on Backdrop now. Is that correct?
Yeah, well, I'm doing a little bit of both right now. I am heading up the Bastrop. There's been a company called Magellan Midstream Partners LP. They're responsible for quite a few oil and crude oil spills throughout the United States. They made the mistake by having a ruptured pipe. They had a third-party construction crew hit the pipe with their excavator, and it sprung a leak. They estimated 50,000 gallons of crude oil spilt on the ground. That happened on the 14th, I believe the 13th or 14th of this month. And they made the big mistake of doing it in my backyard. I'm about an hour away from Bastrop. So I took it upon myself to go there and out them on the cleanup, that they're not doing very well. The crude oil that's still on the ground, they just came out 3 days ago, I believe, and they said, no, it wasn't 50,000 gallons. It was almost 100,000 gallons. It's 90,000 gallons of crude oil. And they did immediately get their pipe running within a 3-day period, but they got tons. And if you go to my Facebook page, or if our keyboard warriors could now also put up some of our video from Magellan Midstream Partners, so people who see this stream can see the damage that they did. They have a minimal amount of group of people out there. They have tons and tons of contaminated crude oil soil still on the ground that has potential to leak into the groundwater, into the Colorado River, that is less than 2 miles from that region. Plus there's 40 individual wells throughout that area that it can contaminate. So yes, we are going against Magellan Midstream Partners LP. If somebody could hashtag them so they know that I'm still sighting their thorn. We will go back out there tomorrow. And what we do with our drone video footage, our Sky Warriors, we put it up in the air. We monitor what they're doing, and we show people the evidence. Because as we know, our American Statement down here, our news source down here, our KXAN, they only report a certain amount, and they're off into the wild blue yonder. We are showing the people of Texas, the people of Bastrop, the people of this region, that there is a lot of contamination still in the ground, and we want Magellan Midstream Partners to pick up every damn granule of sand, crude oil that's out there, and replace every tree that's been damaged, hundreds of trees that have been damaged. We also want the reimbursement to the landowner for all the heartache that he's been going through. He's lost acre after acre of grazing fields to his animals, his livestock, his ranch. So yeah, we're being a side on the thorn to Magellan Midstream Partner out in Bastrop, Texas right now. We're slaying a dragon, or we're trying our best anyway.
So that was the video. So the video that I had showed earlier with the hole in the pipe. That was the one that you were at, right?
Oh, I think you showed some of the Trans-Pecos pipeline lockdown that was out of the Trans-Pecos pipeline. That was also another Kelsey Warren project, fracked gas pipeline, and the region is still and will never forever recover from what's happened out there. They use millions and millions of gallons of water to hydrostatically test that pipeline. They went through regions through sensitive oasis desert, beautiful high desert regions of the Big Bend region and area. They went through Alpine, on the outskirts of Marfa. They went underneath the Rio Grande Valley, and they're pursuing their direction into Mexico. And of course, here's the thing, is that they said that that's going to be an export pipeline. Guess what, America? That's an import-export pipeline. You have no say what Carlos Slim, the man that rules Mexico, puts in that pipeline and brings through the United States. You got no call, and it's gone through. So I think that video that you showed was one of the lockdowns that was out there at the Trans-Pecos pipeline. But we have tons of videos. I have in one of our meetings at the Senate floor for the Texas Parks and Wildlife Department, I went in there and I showed them the most documented information, video, pictures, boots on the ground, drone video footage of all the damage that happened out there in Texas and West Texas and the desert region and into Mexico that will ever be documented in the United States and in history. And they still elected Kelsey Warren to the Texas Parks and Wildlife Department. He sits on the department right now. And one of his moves is to go through the Murphy sensitive wetlands out in the region, in Texas region, to do a branch off of another fracked gas pipeline, natural gas pipeline. They put the devil in the church, basically. And we have to now, as Texans, fight a lot harder to save some of the stuff that's happening, including the Santa Ana National Refuge. They have no business putting this wall through their district and through that area. And what are they doing? They're starting it right there in the butterfly sensitive zone, in an endangered species zone. There's 2 endangered species in that area. It's a national refuge, guys. And this is part of their dirty work. This is part of that dirty money. And it's what we have to stand up against. You know, there's so many sectors being hit by fracked gas pipelines here in Texas. San Salomon Springs out in Toyaville, Texas, has got Apache Corporation. Fracked Gas Corporation their Apache Corporation is putting 3,500 fracked gas wells. They're on number 100 right now. Their permit allows them to be 2 miles from San Salomon Springs. San Salomon Springs in Toyaville, Texas, pumps 25 million gallons of fresh water a day from the ground. And now there is over 20 tremors and earthquakes in that region in the last prior to this month. So they're devastating Texas, and they're devastating that region. And Apache Corporation, you're still on my radar. I'm still going out there. I feel like I don't have enough skin on the ground. In Toyaville, Texas, and San Salomon Springs, it's another sacred site that we need to save. So I would encourage people to post that. San Salomon Springs, we have those videos of all the awareness that we've been doing. All the stuff that we have been doing is Camp Trail Deer, Luis Monsivais, the people that help us out. We're trying to do the best work we can with the limited budget that we have, but I have obviously used my savings, and 96% of my funding has come from myself. So we're trying to combat a good direction and still make a difference, you know. In this way of traveling, in this road that I am on, I'm trying to heal myself from the heartache that I committed. I'm trying to heal myself from what I went through as a young man, as a young boy, and as a boy, and as a man. I've changed from what I've learned. I have implemented into my life to continue to march forward, and ain't nobody gonna stop me right now. I'm hell bent on moving forward to stand up to what is sacred, to stand up with my indigenous brothers and sisters, to stand forward with whatever people want to stand up against. Racism, violations, human rights violations, I don't care. Call me. I will cover it. If it's in my region, call me. I'm ready to fight with you. I'm ready to stand in unison with you, united. So we're moving forward. We're moving forward as fast as we can, the best that we can. It's a learning process. We're learning how to do this. We're trying to find the right recipe, and we're ever searching. And we have to go with what we do wrong one day and fix it, and go with what we do right the next, you know? So it's ever ending. And we're having a blast. We're loving it. We're walking in peace. But you know what? We're here to be pushed around. We'll walk in peace, but we're not going to be pushed around. We're going to walk in force. We're going to walk with as many people as we can. And we're going to do the best job we can. But we're not here to bow down to anybody. First and foremost.
Guys, did we lose you?
Still here.
Lost me for a minute. I'm back.
Okay.
For as long as you let me, I got so much to say. I'll take the whole floor.
Yeah, we can stream up to 4 hours, and we are having.
Well, I was just joking about that.
You got
What
2 more hours.
I do want to bring awareness, continue to the stuff that's going on the 12th, 13th month out there at the refuge, at the Santa Ana refuge that's out there, at the National Refuge is out there. The La Lamitas has a beautiful march and a beautiful prayer service that they're going to do out there. The Lipan American elders will be out we will be working with them again. I've got to work with them in Mexico and in the Big Bend region and the West Texas region. So if people want to come out to that area and help support them. They will have an attorney GoFundMe coming up. If somebody has that, put it down there because they need help. The mission needs help. We need to help them the best we can. We need to get the people of that region of Mexico, of the United States region, south of the United States, as much help as we can possibly get them. So I do want to bring people to the hike that's going to be there at the National Park to bring awareness against the wall, to show people firsthand what is happening, to show the people the equipment that's on the ground. And then the mission, La Lamita's mission, is going to have a prayer service in the morning. They will have also a march that will start at one of the Lady of Guadalupe churches out in that direction. And then they'll have a from 10 to noon on the Sunday for everybody to eat and be festive and be one. So a lot of good things going on there. And of course, on another front, the Magellan Midstream Partners, let's get us a lot more feeds because you know what? A lot more views. We've made a difference at the Magellan site. They know we're watching. They know we're watching. And they have got men out there. They're trying to do their best to do it properly. And my hat's off to them. But we're watching where they're going to take the contaminated soil, the bins that are there. They have almost 50 bins full of contaminated soil and debris on site. We're watching where they're going to take the tons and tons and tons of soil that's contaminated. We're going to watch them. We want to make sure it's distributed properly and it's maintained properly and it's exposed of properly and it's recycled properly. So with more people that watch, what it does, it protects me because I'm putting my neck on the chopping block and I'm good for that, whatever. But it does bring a little protection. It does let them know that we're serious. It does know that we have followers, we have people that are sharing our feed, and we have people that are watching throughout the world. And that's what this does here with Anonymous as well. It helps us spread the word so we can be more effective. And that's the important part. We need to be effective. If I can help any individual be effective on their front, what they're standing up against, don't hesitate to get in touch with me. You utilize my platform, my Facebook page, my drone videos. If you get me out there and if we work together, I will do here's what we're protecting. We will do the awareness videos. So that's the important part. No, I doubt that he helps and standing together helps. We become stronger in that. I have been very lucky to keep myself out of a mess that I see happening throughout the community, through the Facebook sledgehammer, through the water protecting community. And I plead for those people and our brothers and sisters to stay strong, stay focused. Because I was to spend time while I'm marching forward on my horse with my tomahawk drawn up and my arrow drawn back. If I was to spend time worrying about the arrows that are coming from the woods that miss their mark, I would not get to the castle to be able to bust them open. And I'm not going to focus on any haters. I'm not going to focus on type of stuff. I'm going to keep my eye on castle doors. And I encourage my friends, my family, my brothers, my sisters, people that I've never even met, that I don't even know. It's only social media that I introduce through. Because there's a lot of them I've never worked with before, and I don't even know. And I give them that. I give them the benefit of the doubt. That one day maybe we can sit under a shade tree and you can tell me about yourself. And I expect the same respect. Don't go half-cocked on me. You want to know something about me? My number is 512-988-9718. You call me. You want an interview with me? You call me. I'll give you an interview. I got nothing to hide. Grant me that time in the shade tree to sit with you, to get to know who I am as a human, as a person, as an indigenous warrior, as a person born in the United States, as a person born in the land that was called Mexico, that's called Texas now. give me that right to be able to tell you about me rather than you hear secondhand from some person you don't even know. And good God, do a little research. If you want to know something about me, freaking call me. I can tell you the best of my ability, my best of my knowledge. If you're worried about some criminal history I had when I was a young man or a boy, don't just get the charges, get the year that it happened. Get the charges that have been dropped. Get the information, guys, before you start slinging mud at people.
Well, yeah, I was going to
because
say,
it doesn't hold any legitimacy to me. I'm not going to pay attention to it more than people say, hey, people are spreading this about you. You know what? I don't give a damn. It's not going to slow my drone down, slow the Sky and the Warrior down, the Warrior down. It's not going to slow me down. It's not going to slow our missions down. You're going to have to come up with a whole mob of people to stop me. Or you're going to have to get the right government groups involved to stop me, and that's going to include crossing the road. But I encourage you to pack your lunch. Come and visit me if you want to. Be a part of some of the stuff that we're doing. My history holds its own. Nobody has anything on me except my history. And as it evolves, I have my timeline in history. Nobody can take it away from me, and nobody can add any crap to it that was not there. So I hold proud on who I am as a person, and I encourage other protectors, water protectors, earth protectors, environmentalists, youth groups, hold strong. Don't be scared. Fear is the most important part, number one, to get over. They're going to put you through the ringer. They're going to go after your family. They're going to go after your reputation. They're going to bring up your criminal history. They're going to old girlfriends from 10 and 20 years ago come up and spread rumor about you, or even tell the truth about you because you didn't have your crap together. You damn straight they're going to do that. So when you get into this type of stuff, sit back and realize before you saddle the horse to go into these battles that you're going to have everything thrown at you that you can imagine. And I thought about that way before I saddled my horse. Nobody going to slow us down. We're not paying attention to the arrows that are being shot at us that missed the mark from the woods. We're not gonna bite for it, guys. Look at our viewers. Look at our feeds. Look at our drone video footage. That stems me. That puts fire in my gut, man. All you're doing is motivating the hell out of me, is all you're doing. To prove you wrong and to prove us right. So stand proud, people, and don't stand scared. We learned a lot. Stand proud. They're going to come at you tooth and nail. Expect it.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah, we have another guy in Belgium. They're coming after him with some funny stuff as well.
Yeah.
You're not joking about when they come after you.
Oh, they come after you, man.
Yeah.
But that's the thing, is I'm lucky. I didn't have a big criminal history. The only things that I did were little misdemeanors that I paid my debt to society. I didn't have wrong things that I did. I mean, I broke some hearts, guys. I had some bad relationships. I'm going to give you a box of rocks right here. Here's a box of rocks right here.
He's got a box of rocks.
Right here. Here's rocks. Pick them up. Start casting them at will. Because I have done some things in my life, but you know what? They never outweigh the tons and tons and millions of things that I did right in my life. He taught me right in my life. Nobody can take that away from me. At my times in, when people come to my altar, you can't throw trash on my altar because it won't stand. So yes, people, even the guy in Belgium, I got very fortunate because I don't have a lot of stuff that I've done to be able to put out there. It's very minimal. and I paid my debt to society. I have apologized to the people I have hurt. I still love them dearly. I didn't do any harm to them, but I'm sure in the hell not going to bow down and kiss anybody's feet. And nobody can take away the good things that I've done with my life. So here's rocks. Pick up the closest one and see how far it gets. With me, it's not going to get far. Because like I say, I'm very fortunate. I didn't do a lot wrong with my life. If I did, it would have already been up. So I'm very fortunate. I feel for the people that had to bow out because I see them. They had to bow out because they're worried about their family. They're worried about their timeline in history. They're worried about their past. They're worried about things coming up. They've fallen out. They have gone. Close their Facebook. Stop reporting. I feel for those people. Sorry it's happened to you guys. And nothing's going to stop me. I don't care about this Facebook stuff. We use it to utilize to try to get the word out to people, and that's what we use it for. But you know what? I started this stuff. I had 5 and 10 viewers on my live streams. If you look back in my live streams from Standing Rock, or it wasn't live streams because there was no live streams back then. It was my videos. I had 5 views, guys. This is my journey that people decided to come to my Facebook page and start piggybacking and looking at. It's a show. I'm not here to give you what you want to see. I'm not here to go in your direction. I am here to go in my direction and do what I feel is right, the path that I have been leading myself. Here to make my family proud, to build my history, to make a difference in this world that I feel I can do. And I would encourage all the that have been afraid, because they're in the position that I am. My home, paid for. I owe nobody any money. I have no debt, no credit card debt. I have no outstanding bills. I have nobody that I have to bow down to, or speak, or answer to. I'm very fortunate. That's why I can do this. That's why I'm going to be harder to bring down. I feel for the people that have to worry about their job, their reputation, their family. They have bills to pay. They have a new car. They have a house. I don't have zip of that. None of it. But it's strategy. I did this for myself. I strategically put myself in this position, and then when I saw that call to Standing Rock and I saw all the Native nations coming together and all the tribes coming together, I said, finally, my time in history come. I leave it all behind and I go to fight. I put it all in my daughter's name. Whatever I have, the little I have, take it. I may not be back. So I had the opportunity of a lifetime, and it taught me a whole lot. Now I run with it. So strategically put yourself in this position, go as you can, and do the things throughout your community you can do. I've done some things in my beautiful community that I haven't even told people, that my immediate family knows some of the things that I do. It's great work. So you only see what I allow you to see in my life. There's a lot of things you do not see that I do anyway, that I get to praise my community for helping me with. I get to pat myself on the chest for good job, well done. And I ask people throughout the area who are just like me. Our flaws, we have our downfalls, our flaws, but we also have, all of us have our greatnesses. We are all miracles, and we can all do great things. But you're going to have to get up and do them yourself. And you may have to start with your neighbor by helping them, or your community church. I mean, we have so many examples Be an example. We can no longer wait for leaders. We have now got to be leaders. I'm not waiting for somebody to lead me. Nor am I waiting for to follow. I am setting my example of my work, and if they like it, they can come stand by my side in a distance or distribute, and I pay homage and honor to that. I'm not asking anybody to come to my side to help me. You can watch through my Facebook feed and our live streams, but I'm doing this for self-healing. I'm doing this because I want my children to be proud, and I want my granddaughters to be proud. We all got a lot of work to do, and none of us have the recipe. None of us have this recipe. We're learning it, and we will all make mistakes, as we all can see we have.
Absolutely, absolutely. And critical thinking will literally save your life. There are people out there that don't critically think when they're given information on activists that are just scuttlebutt. They're guapi. They don't actually ask for details. They just hear something and they run with it. And
I can see it.
Sometimes they'll come to you and you'll be like, "Do you really believe that shit?" Like,
according to everybody, I'm a federal agent. You know.
Yeah. We're all federal agents. We're all 4chan. We're all fucking like. There's always some kind of sexual thing because that's the easiest way to take somebody down is whether the guy from Belgium they said that he kidnapped a 12-year-old. Like there's always something.
And he saw the kid. He knows where the kid is, and the kid's with the parents.
And he was able to call the people's house, like while the cops were there. And the cops were mystified. They didn't know what the hell was going on. Because that's how they go after you. They if they can't you for something you've actually done, they come up with something to see what will stick. They throw a whole bunch of stuff at the wall, see what will stick, and if you can't defend yourself, then they got you.
Yeah, and again, I can only speak for myself because I'm very uneducated on a lot of the stuff that's going on as far as the mudslinging and that type of stuff, and I would again have to do research on all the issues that's come up. But my mindset is that I don't pay attention to it because I have a feeling that I will be able to meet somebody in person on one of these marches and one of these groups, or and we'll be able to talk about it. You know, I don't want to create bad images of people, and I don't want to have bad images of people in my mind that I haven't got the facts about. So I feel that. I should better educate myself on stuff that comes up, but I don't want to focus on a lot of the stuff that I have quickly seen on a quick clip of Facebook or a quick post. I push it to the side and I concentrate. Castle doors, Lewis. Castle doors, Lewis. You're storming the arrows coming in on the side. And those arrows, when they're for you or Bob or Jim or Fred or Frank or Barbara, they're not my arrows. I don't pay attention to them. I feel pity for you. You know, Frank, Bob, Jim, Susie. I feel pity for you guys. I feel heartstrings for you. But I don't waste my time researching it because I'm storming the castle walls. I have to try to take down dragons, and I got to start at the toe, work the way up the ankle, get to the groin, and try to work my way to the neck. That's like Trans-Pecos Pipeline. That is the Atlantic Coast Pipeline in Virginia that seems to be coming closer and closer. Magellan Midstream. These are the type of things that I'm going up against. I don't have time to go up against peons that are posting bullshit on Facebook because I got dragons that I want to slay. I want that on my timeline. I want people to know that I am not worried about going up against the strongest there is that are contaminating our soil, contaminating the earth, pushing over the sacred, destroying our water resources. I don't plan on taking mud through Facebook Medium streams. I plan on doing my work in the fields. And to everybody that gets to sit back and help, our hat is off to you. But to the people that want to bicker and sit on their ass at home, hiding behind a computer, you are about the most hurted person there can be, and I won't any time more than just calling you a coward. Here, come on, I expect you to come and do some work. Show me a video that you stood up for your community, that you cleaned up a park, that you picked up a bag of trash by the waterway, that you stood next to a church, that you helped with some wild horses. Show me something. Show us something. So we can also start believing in you. Because I also believe in you. I want to everybody. Because we all are miracles. Change in a day. We can change in a second. We can change in an instant. I can change in a second with a story, with a way to approach them, with a heartfelt feeling, with a hug. We can change people. So we got to give them that leeway. Despite of who they were, who they might have been at lunch, I can change them by supper time, and they'll be leading grace if it's done the right way. So I don't put blocks into anybody. I don't care about your criminal history unless, of course, you got some really bad stuff that I'm just going to flat out shun you with, and you should be in prison, and that's your own well-being, your own deal. But I hold the door open to any enemy, door open to anybody that has crossed the line in their life, that has wrong-done somebody in their life, that has learned better, that has gone on a different path. My door is open to you. And if you don't want to open your door to me, walk away. That's fine. That's your own history, man. That's not mine. So we got a lot of stuff to work for, and a lot to try to change with our communities and the faith communities, water protection communities, environmental movement communities. So many people doing so much good work out there, and I try to avoid the negative stuff. I see so much beauty in my community, the people I hang out with, the people I surround myself with. So much beauty, so much love. It's hard to hold back the tears when I see it, some of these marches, some of these ceremonies. It's beautiful. Find it in your community. Find it throughout your resource of people. They're there. Silently needing help. We're all there. Everyone silently wants help. Do the best you can. You know, I don't have any wise words more than what I've learned. It's all I offer of what I've learned on the streets, what I've learned in the fields, what I've learned with my life is the only information I can offer. And I'm not saying that my way of life or the information that I give you will work for you. It works for me. It may not even work for you. But I hold myself in a very strong point right now because I have a great roof over my head. I have no debt. I have paid my debt to society. I'm trying to make good things happen throughout my community and my world. Through every region that I go through, wherever city, state I am in. So, proof is, as they say, it's in the pudding. Show us proof of the good things that you want to do. You know, a lot of people have different ways of doing it. Find the way that you can do it best and do it. If you need help, ask us for help. We'll do the best we can. And that's what I found with a lot of people is they all just want help. We're all just looking for help, but we're scared to reach out for it. I'm one of the first ones. I'm horrible for asking for help. It took me it took me forever to try to do a GoFundMe, and then that was stolen from Camp Trail Deer. I won't start mentioning names, but if I got to, I'm going to start slinging names and coming up with the information on people that did things wrong. But we'll save that on the very last part of our journeys, if we have to. You know, if we got to go down that road. But we're burning trails, storming the castle. We ain't got time for that. But we're here for anybody that needs help, guys. In short.
Yeah, it was funny you were talking about the mudslinging and going after the neck of the dragon. These are just distractions, but the more you go after these side talkers that are just talking shit, it just distracts you from the actual problem.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it distracted me for a while. You're right.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah. Oh, and that's another thing also is that everybody has their distractions, and you're right. But and with all respect to everybody involved, I try not to pay attention to them because it would then become my distraction. I try to avoid it, and I would encourage people to try to do that because all they're trying to do is stop you from the work that you need to do. And I'm easily distracted. I could be working on editing one of my videos or drone video footage or whatever the case may be, and somebody will say, "Hey, did you see this about this person or about you?" And it affects me a little bit. My heart will race, my gut will churn. I will think of a strategy of how to do it. I will think about it for 10, 20 minutes, and then I'll say, you know what? It's pushing me from editing my video about this is what we're protecting in the Rio Grande Valley, or this is what we're protecting of the Rio Grande. For any of the stuff that we're doing, I can't allow it to happen because they win. They win.
We just had a little technical goof for our audience. My internet hiccuped, but we're connected again.
Okay, so I'm not sure if I got a whole lot left, man. The rest is just kind of preaching, but of course, as we know that on the 12th, 13th, and that weekend of this next coming month, we're going to go down to the Rio Grande Valley, and we're going to support the people there, the indigenous people of that area and that region, the Mexican community, the Hispanic community, the Mexican American community. We're going to stand with the American community. Any community that's standing against the wall, we're heading out there that weekend. Feeds, drone video feeds, interviews, and we got a really special guest down there, and I'm not going to give him up yet. I will say it's a him. We're going to team up, and we're going to go down there and we're going to bust this news out, and I'm looking forward to it. So we'll have extra drones in the air. We'll have extra interviews going. We got a great, and I like to call it citizen journalism because I wing this, guys. I dropped out I barely made it to the 10th grade, and of course I made it 1 month and I dropped out. I need what I'm doing. All the trades I know, I learned from hands-on experience working in the field. Citizen journalism has been around since the Gettysburg Address. It has been around forever. Word of mouth, somebody wants to go and report on something, they get as much information as they possibly can, they report about it, they do interviews about it. You don't have to be a journalist to do what we're doing. Journalist, nor have I ever mentioned to myself to be a journalist. I am a citizen journalist, is the work that we do. That's the category that we put it into. We'll go out, we'll get a story, we'll do the best we can. Make mistakes, but we'll try our best not to. Anybody can do this. And as you see, we're now using live feeds on Facebook as social media content. We are now the news. We are now TV programs. You can pick the best one that you like through all the Facebook sledgehammer that is called Facebook now. You can pick your best ones. If you want to buy pearls, you got the pearls. They're doing the live feeds. You want gardening, go to your live stream. Help, support, spread the word. That none of us are really professionals. We are just trying to do our best. But you know what? We are one of the few that are getting off of our ass and doing it.
Well, yeah, we're not out there copy pasting the propaganda from the government.
Oh, you
Really telling our own news.
say a lot of important things there, Ed, because Magellan Midstream, I did an interview with them, and he told me, press through the Austin American Statesman, KVUE, KI, all the news networks in this area, they put out their press briefing Stream gave them, fed them dog food, and they put it out to the public. He and I had the interview. He said, Lewis, would you please stop? This is Tom Byers. He's the press guy. He says, Lewis, stop calling it a spill. Stop calling it an environmental crime. I said, what do you want me to call it? He said, it's a release, Lewis. I said, bullshit. You're not going to put lipstick on this guy and make me want to love it. You have an environmental crime, an environmental disaster, and that's what I'm going to call it. So guys need us. We need this type of citizen journalism to be out there because we're not going to get paid off. We don't have a boss that says, Lewis, don't report that. I'll fire you. We don't have any of those things. Therefore, we can tell you what's really happening, back it up with truth. That's why I do the drone video footage, because I can't just say, hey, look, we got hundreds of tons of material on the ground. I prove it to you with drone video footage, and then analyzing the drone video footage so you can see I'm telling the truth. So we're needed, and we have been needed since press was press and word of mouth was spread. Help support us if you can, please. If it's just moral support, if it's good vibes, if you pray toward us. If you chant towards us. If you drum and sing music, sing and drum towards us. Give us that. Share our feeds, share our live feeds. Give us a heart, because that is the monitor. That is our gauge that we get to see, that we're doing good. We're being supportive. It helps us a lot. And just recently, I was sent a very, very, very special a very special gift. And that lifted my spirit so much. Just a very sacred gift. My spirit's to no stop. Fuel for the next 5 years, if I survive. Because I have had 2 death threats. I have had a scalping threat. Type of stuff that gives us the fuel. So if you find somebody that journalism that you support and you like them. Do the research on them. Motivate us. Help motivate them. Because it helps us a whole bunch, especially when we're in the trenches, especially when we're away from home, when we're sleeping in the cars, when we're putting ourselves out there. We need it. So praise and hats off to everybody that supports. Continue it, please, because we got a lot of good things that we're trying to bring across the plate. And we need your help.
Yeah, I gotta agree with you on that. I've had spiritual gifts given to me recently that have allowed me to continue on. Without the support and the love from the people that appreciate what we do, yes. Really there's no. I mean, we can go out there and do it ourselves, but we really need that. We're all connected. We need that power from the earth. We need our fellow humans to say, yes, it's okay. That when we're weak, they give us strength. And really, that means so much more to me than any donations monetarily. It just gives me the reason to go. When I get a picture from a 3-year-old from a grandmother that says, hey, this is what you're fighting for, it gives me more strength. It says, hey, you know what? I can do this another day.
Good point.
Because just like you, I've been on the road for 1.5 years, and and I'm still fighting day to day to make sure that I have the resources I need to continue tomorrow.
Hello.
Way because of all this actions, they'll send texts just saying, "Hey, I believe in you. I wish I was out there with you. Thank you for doing this to me." And Billy brought up, what did you do? What did you do? We don't go out there telling everybody what we did. We just do it like that because it's the right thing to do. We're not out there like, hey, look at me. Let me take a selfie on the front line and disappear. No, we sit there and we fight. And a lot of times the first Standing Rock, I didn't do one live stream. I just sat there and listened because that's what was needed to me at the time. We use this for social media. We get the word out as it happens. I'd rather be that person that's out there supporting the strong movement of the indigenous people, supporting anyone on the ground, than to be a so-called mainstream media news journalist that wants to laugh at bombs being dropped, that wants to be mystified at us bombing another country. I need to be that person. And it's the people that support me that allow me to say, you know what, I am doing the right thing.
Yes.
I may not know where my next meal is coming from, but God damn it, I got the information out and people are inspired.
Yeah, it is inspiring to get that little push of energy, And I feel for a lot of you guys, y'all got a lot of heat towards your direction, and I feel myself as this very fortunate. And moving forward, even in this interview, how quickly I can move forward to thinking about the things that I'm doing now, and I can't wait to get out there to Bastrop tomorrow, and I can't wait to get out to, where they're starting the border in the Rio Grande Valley of the Santa Ana refuge. It's quickly, very, very fast in my mindset. And I'd encourage you too and everybody else to, let's march forward, move forward, and try to do the damn best that you can. That's all you can do. That is all you can do. And I'm just very privileged to be in the position that I am. I feel that it comes very easy for me because support group that we have. Mind you, Camp Trail Deer with Luis Monsivais, they created a page for me. They had to create another one because one was stolen. These are folks that I've never met. And the people that are commenting on my beautiful video, they love them and they're encouraged by them. I've never met these people. And they feel like family to me because I see their names and new ones come in, new friends, and I'm like, these people don't even know what they're doing for me. Clue that they're inspiring me to no end. I have no clue that they're making me sit behind my computer these videos or where I go next and what video I'm going to do next and who can I help next. It's just that much power in comments, your likes, shares. I feel so honored to have so many people that want to be friends on Facebook. I haven't got to. I'm only to 2,500, and we're getting thousands of views in hours. I'm blown away by this. Y'all are creating. This is the followers. This is the people that post. These people that give heart. People that share this. This is your work. You're the environmentalist now. You're the water protector now. You're the person on the front lines now, and you're doing it from your drinking coffee, drinking milk, hanging out with your family. Power. So, don't underestimate that heart when you click it. It's just a little silly cartoon heart, but boy, it sure sends a vibe to me, and it hits me. And it sends a vibe to people paying attention. They hit that heart. It's a worthy video. I should pay attention to it. When you leave that says, "That was a beautiful video, Lewis," and they say, "Oh, I should look at it," and we get another hit. You get that hit, people that are just chiming in, they say, "Wow, he's got 1,000 views in 4 hours. I should do this." It starts that momentum of love and compassion and education and unity. That's what that is. That's that viral ball of unity. Dancing, education, spreading awareness. So don't ever underestimate your like when you click it, your heart when you click it, your comment when you click it. It may seem minuscule. It's not. It's huge. And what you do for me is monumental. You keep me going. When I want to quit, when I'm thinking about just closing the Facebook account, when I'm thinking about where am I going to scrounge up $50 to put in the gas tank, I'm spending $25 in gas back and forth to Bastrop, Texas, and that's not a lot of money. But you know what? It's a lot of money to me. It's a lot of money to the people that work 9 to 5. That's, in some cases, 2 hours labor. And it hurts us, man. But you know what? We have to find a way to do it. In the week and a half, I have had my starter go out on the road. I have had my radiator go out on the side of the road. And then I had a component that went to the hose, a hose that the radiator go out 2 days ago. That I changed out the side of the road myself. And I had to go and buy those things. So you're not seeing our struggle. You're just seeing what we want you to see. So all that stuff helps us. It makes us stronger. So I would encourage followers, people like videos, people that share them, please keep doing it. You're what we need to keep this thing going. We cannot do this without you. And like I said earlier, when I was at Standing Rock, I had 5 and 10 views. Nobody cared about my videos. Nobody shared my stuff. I didn't make impact doing now. So even the people that are just starting, if you're getting 5 views, 10 views, 1 like, heart, don't be discouraged. Keep up the good work. I'm behind you. I've been in your boots. Just moving forward, I can say to everybody to try to motivate, and that's all I got for right now about that.
Any questions for Lewis from our audience?
Yeah, if anybody's got any questions, feel free. Let's bring them up. This would be a good time. Good. I'm here. Whatever.
A lot of them are just talking about the first part of the show.
Okay.
It's been going on and on.
Oh, I can understand that part also. I can understand that part because, that was a follow. And I realized that I was going to follow that till like 20 minutes into it. I was like, I had no clue. So I want to say that too. I was like, what? I thought I was going to be the only interview. And then I started this, and then they're going to this battle or this interview.
Well, it was a long time in the making. I've been hearing about what's going on with Ed, and so I put on a public platform for them to discuss it. And to our viewers, unfortunately, have been saying that I silenced Billy. I can tell you one thing I can prove it with the back end of this software and the platform that we use. You cannot individually mute anybody, so. If it was anything, it was because the platform that we uses VoIP service. So either he had a bad connection. I think he was in a basement or something. So if he's using a cellular connection, it would definitely cut out audio, including video. So.
Well, he
Well,
was
like
the one
I
starting
s-
that right away. He was saying, "Oh, you're muting me. You're muting me."
Yeah, and like I say, I didn't know anything about any of that stuff till right before the interview, so I got caught a little bit by surprise. But I'm willing to be a part of any interviews, any questions, in unison with others that have other issues. I'm to try to put across what I'm doing, what Camp Trail Deer is doing, what Luis Monsiváis is doing. That's why I'm here. I'm here in support of whoever I possibly can be. So
Yeah, and Lewis, you didn't know me back then, but we did a 10-day march from all the way to Philly, 140 miles, with really no support. I mean, we walked into the first day with maybe $300 tops for lodging and food for 10 days. It was like, oh no, it was $30. Like by the end of the day, we had 300, but it was like $30. We were walking in, and then people started to donate stuff. But it went well. It was originally a march to where like I'm gonna go out and march for Bernie, and then people joined me, and they said, hey, we're gonna go out and march with you. And then unfortunately Bernie conceded, so the attention kind of waned, but we still marched. I still did it, and then we went to Philly and met up with Billy and such. But
that's good. You said, and you're right. I didn't know any of the things that were going on or in the past and all that stuff, and I don't know you personally or know a lot of the people. But I encourage you to do another march. Ed, maybe do something, create where you can find peace in your heart and peace amongst yourself. And I would encourage anybody.
I marched the last year. Last year, I marched at least 2,500 miles, like in all types of different protests and everything.
Wow.
There were some days out at Standing Rock we would march like 10 miles a day.
Wow. Oh yeah.
So I mean, maybe it is put together another march.
Maybe it's time to do something. Maybe if you've done enough marches, maybe do something else.
I'm thinking
I
support marches as much anymore because you're asking the government for permission to fight the government. With protests, I believe in intellectual warfare. I believe there's different ways to do it now, and I don't believe in the dog and pony show.
Yeah, I've learned that.
Where like people are taking selfies just to show that they were in a protest. Like, it's not helping anything. You have something like G20 where it's out in the streets, actually shit down. I don't see the I guess it depends on us, but there's a whole lot of white out there in the streets right now, and hey, listen to me, and I'm to the point in our history where white people need to shut the hell up and let everybody else speak. And until that happens, until the non-whites, until the allies allow, or not allow, but just shut up so everybody else can have a march or have a protest instead of them.
Yes.
Then I'm fully supportive. But otherwise, no. I can't do another march. I'm not going to go out there and be the white savior.
Here's the thing: is find you something else, find you something good.
Right.
Get in a dark room, think about it, and come up with something. Because, like me, I'm waiting. I do a lot different, but I'm waiting for and this wall thing is, I got some things in my future coming up that I have planned, and I'm gonna follow up on those. Direction in life, who a person, and it's thinking out of the box of going with the mainstream stuff that people like to do. Find you something that's gonna set you back to balance or yourself out. Whatever that may be. If you don't like particular things, go something heck, you're smart enough. Come up with something really good that you make a difference. Will make an impact.
Right on, right on. Well,
anything will happen for sure.
yeah, we'll definitely see each other out in the. There's a whole bunch of stuff going on, and I don't talk about it, but I have helped so many different camps. I've helped people get to camps. Even that chat group that Billy was talking about, that was started by, and I helped get people to camp. We facilitated like travel for like 200, 300 people through that chat group. Like these are the things that we do behind the scenes, but we don't go out and like say, hey guys, look at me, or submit like a press release, or go talking to CNN and say, hey, we just do it because it's the right thing to do. But there is, I do need to get recentered. I've been healing for the past 2 months. I've been trying to figure out what's my way, and I'll get back out there. I'm not so concerned with being in the spotlight and being the organizer as I am the media out and making sure that I can support anybody in what they're doing. There are people like even, Wick Choppy, she's mad at me right now. I still support what she's doing. There's people in our movement that we've met throughout the year that, as a family, we're going to grow together. We're going to be mad at each other. We're not always going to love each other, but I'll still support what they're doing. And I may give advice here and there, but I'll still support it. I'll get back. We just got a mobile command center. I have my home on wheels now. I can get out there. I've been trying to figure out, ways to get support and right now, I'm at a good place. I'm at a place where there's horses and I get to go out and heal, and there's a whole bunch of there's rabbits and there's squirrels and dogs, and I just get to be around a whole bunch of amazing creatures that I can feel good at night, just kind of refocusing, recentering. And I think that's what we all need. I think we need to go, figure out what our next move is and not worry so much about what social media worlds. It befuddles me. I am not that important, and it befuddles me that there are like 4 radio shows that want to spend like 3 hours a piece on me. That I'm not that interesting. Like I'm not.
Well, in Hollywood, my name is in and out of your mouth. Regardless, my name is out of your mouth.
Ain't that the truth?
It's just, you're doing it to yourself. There I am, in and out of your mouth again. And a lot of the guys in that have been doing a lot of this are in Hollywood. The bad boy image seemed to do them a lot better than it hurt them. But I would just try to stay grounded as possible and move forward, because in my direction, I know what I'm doing next. I know who I'm tackling now. I know where I'm going. My next Slayer, my next dragon slaying. I know where I'm heading. I know what's coming up after that. But anything could change, because I always offer my services, and as people know, I do this for free. We get, like I said, we don't get a lot of contributions, but the ones that we do get, good God, I'm so floored by those. But my services are free. I charge anybody to go and do this type of stuff and do these videos and editing and get the drone up in the air. At a lot of the places, I provide for my own food, my own provisions. A couple of places have paid for me to get there. The Blackfeet Reservation, I did very hard work up there, and some of the enrolled members, Blackfeet enrolled members, flew me up there to help bring issues to light up there in their reservation. And that was very hard work. That was stressful work. But these people that will come up and send us to certain places, and I encourage people, if you think that I can help you, if you think Luis Monsiváis or Camp Trail Deer Luis can help you, call me, get in touch with me. And there are a couple of camps and a couple of resistant places that have reached out, and they're trying to get funding to get me there. And again, my service is free. I go there, I'll do the work, I'll try to bring the awareness, do the videos, use my platform, other platforms that we have to try to show what's going on. We'll do our best. And but I can't pay for these trips there and back. I don't have the money for the flights there and back. You know, I wish I did, but that's where it stands. So if there's any way that we could help you, because we know what we're doing next, we know where we're going, we know what we're left, we know what we're doing now. If you feel that we can help you, reach out to us. And many have, but the ones that have are what we are. We can't get there. I can't afford all the gas money to go in that direction. 2,000 miles, 1,500 miles. I want to go up so bad to Manchester, to some of the areas up there, but I can't afford it. I go and help some people in New York. I can't afford to go to where we're at. That's where the contribution in. If you have something on in your area and you feel that I'm worthy enough to go there and I can bring the awareness and do the job, my work is free. I'll bring the drone, I'll bring my heart, I'll bring my sleeping bag, and I'll do the best that I possibly can and leave with you satisfied, or I won't leave. And we'll just go from there. So as much people as we want to help, we can only use the resources that we have, guys. And if we don't have the resources, luckily right now I don't have a lot of the resources. And unfortunately for Midstream Partners, Magellan Midstream Partners, LP, their crude oil spill, their environmental impact, their environmental crime happened an hour from my house. So bad for them, good for us. But that also brings to mind too is that you can report on a lot of things throughout your community. You can help your community. If I don't have the funds to go somewhere, I have to be looking around on what I can do around my house, in my neighborhood, my region. So just because you're broke or just because you don't have funds, that doesn't mean you can't be successful. I have been broke the majority of my life, and I've been successful throughout a lot of part of my life. Been very unsuccessful. I have failed millions of times, but I have tried 10 million times. So you're going to come out above more than you're going to come out below. Well, guys, I'm getting kind of tired, and I think I've spent quite a bit of time kind of, I appreciate the interview and stuff, the opportunity for a platform. Again, just want to encourage everybody to stand with each other. And some of the top, for the border wall, that's very important. That's part of this interview, to support the people of the Rio Grande Valley, support the LA's mission that's going to be by the border wall, support the butterfly refuge that's out there, the Santa Ana National Refuge that's there, the people of that part of south of the border of the Mexico region and the United States region. This border wall is going to affect everybody. It's going to affect their environment, the resources, the land, the animals, the habitat. And that's what I want to ask people. Where I want to see our butterfly lovers out there sharing these posts that we're doing. I want to see the endangered species people sharing these posts of what we're doing out there. The National Refuge people, our fishery people, our church people. This affects everybody. Our water people. This affects all of us. So help share some of the stuff that's going on as we start to bring awareness to the building of the Trump wall to keep Americans in. The building is going to start. So help us in any way you can, please. I beg you.
Luis, are you concerned about the possibility that they will try to utilize cartels and all types of other fear mongering to keep people away from protesting the wall?
That's a very good question. It's a very good question. Yes. They will. And yes, they have. But here's the thing. There's a lot of beautiful people. And I want to tell you something. In my time across the border, the Rio Grande back and forth, and trust me, I've done it thousands and thousands of times. The American people already have that mind. But you have to see the true Mexico. There is so many beautiful people, loving, law-abiding people there. And yes, there are the cartels. There are these things to worry about. There are the drugs. There are the same things that's in the United States. But yet you still go to Alabama. You still go to North Dakota. You still go to Texas for vacations. You still go to Arizona. There's gang violence in Washington, D.C. Is Washington still the most dangerous place in the United States? I haven't done research lately.
Yeah, I
But
think DC still is.
Chicago.
People are throwing rocks,
Oh yeah.
being scared of Mexico when they've got so many great things happening there. And you got to remember something. Homeland Security is in charge of that region. They got to protect Americans. It's their job. Don't be scared. Homeland Security's got to protect you. Border Patrol has got to protect you. The local law enforcement down there, they got to protect you. You have more law enforcement, more Homeland Security, more game wardens in the region, more Border Patrol in that region. You have more protection by law enforcement than you have anywhere per capita that you travel in the United States. So I beg you to think about that. I think that you're in fear for your life in order to fight the wall. You're in more threat of your life, your own community are down there, because there is so much law enforcement down there doing their job, doing their work. And more than that, you just don't have all the law enforcement protecting the American citizens and Homeland Security, because that's their job. Because they're going to catch hell if one American dies in that fight. And they know it. You also have the loving citizens of Mexican people and Mexico down there that want to help. And anytime that I go to Mexico, I have so many people reach out, bring me in their homes, feed me, help me in all ways. And you know what? They barely have enough money to make ends meet themselves. I've been there. They are the most giving, the most loving people I have ever come across in my lifetime of traveling. And that includes the people also of the coastal region in Central America. Poverty brings out love and unity in people. They can see when you're hurting, and they don't turn a blind eye. They'll give you lunch. They'll help you the best they can. They will friend you better than you have ever had any friends in your life. I have people that protect me in the Mexican region for my work out in those areas that I haven't seen in 10 years, but I know I can call them American dream. They will have to protect me till the very end, tooth and nail. And I encourage the American people to find those people also. The Big Bend region, the West Texas region of Big Bend and the Rio Grande that runs that area, there is fisheries, hot water resorts, vacation resorts, national parks. You visit them all the time. There is an average of 6 days a year in that region, and you know what from? Heat exertion, being lost, or falling from a freaking cliff you decided to climb and you fell down. There has been very few reported deaths of Americans from the hands of cartel or so-called spooky people on the Mexican border. Don't let yourself be scared. I have regions across the south of the border, Rio Grande, that are so beautiful, so pristine, so protected. Americans will never see them. You know why? Because Americans have not got off of their butt to go across to Mexico and take a look. They're magnificent. They're beautiful. I've done drone video footage and awareness videos about them. It is the most pristine, protected areas in the region, and the United States cannot even shine its boots to some in Mexico. People. And the American people are cheating themselves by not going over there. They're being fear-mongering. So, very good question. But I beg you to remember, you have Homeland Security in that region, DPS in that region, heavy Homeland Security, heavy DPS in that region, heavy local law enforcement from Presidio County to Brewster County. You have game wardens up and down that vicinity, left and right. You have Border Patrol. You have so many law enforcement running that area.
There's also Minutemen that are out there as well.
Exactly. And then you have the Minutemen that are out there. So fear is your own. When you have a strip area that they're going to build a border wall, they're going to have so much security out there, it's not even funny. What do you think so much of the budget for the wall is going to be for? It's going to be for security, because those contractors, rightfully so, are going to fear for their life. They're going to have so much security out there. You're in more danger in your own neighborhood than you are in the Mexican region. As they start moving forward to steal funds from Peter to pay for Paul for a wall, they're going to start putting those funds in resources in law enforcement to protect the people there through those regions and those contractors. You will be in the safest area. And we're going to go down there to see where camps are going to put, because as you know, Camp Trail Deer, that's what we like to do. We like to go and get strategic where camps can be built. We talk to people who are okay with building camps, unity, to go against these walls, to go to protect the resources, to protect water. Start opening up branches. That's why we're going down there. It's no secret what we do. And we will try to give people an idea of where those camps are going to be located at and who's going to want to stand in defiance of what's going on down there. So hopefully after our trip we will know more. We will let people know about the people that want to start camps, the properties that are available, the law enforcement. We will do videos with law enforcement. I got friends on the Border Patrol that I can still do to get interviews with. So those good questions that you ask are the questions that I'm going to go and get answers for. What's security down there? What about?
I often wonder, if the people that are enforcing the borders on the Border Patrol actually believe in what they're doing. And in actuality, they're not really stopping anything.
As we know, called fronteras, puertas, that are always open. They're all open for travelers. And I know this firsthand by my experience. You cannot shut that border down.
Nope.
I don't care what kind of wall you build. I don't care what kind of law enforcement you have. Your American country has already been invaded by the people, and they have gone their ways to get their visas, get their driver's license, become citizens, and now they are standing right beside law enforcement at the Postal Service, on the construction site. You are too late, America, to stop refugees from coming into your land, citizens from other countries from coming into your borders. You are already too late to stop it. You start this fight way too long. The big and a scheme of money laundering, money filtering to show people they're going to do what they say they're going to do, and all it's going to do is the pockets of people throughout. There's a bigger part of this whole story, and we want to show the good part of how beautiful this pristine Mexican Valley, Mexico, United States, Rio Grande Valley, through California, everywhere that touches the Mexican border, it's beautiful land. It needs to be protected. It's the Rio Grande. It's our water source. It's our mother. It needs to be protected. And here's the thing, is that Americans utilize the Rio Grande for fishing, for farming, for pepper grows, for vegetation growth, for livestock. American people, and cannot be cut off by the American people, nor can it be cut off to the Mexican people. It's just too valuable of a resource to try to build through it or around it or on either side of it. Nobody is going to allow it to happen. It is a dream that is too late. It's a promise that is going to fall short. And instead of paying this American tax dollars, because as we know, it's going to come from the Americans.
Yep.
Instead of helping our communities, helping our school system, our homeless, our veterans, continue to believe that this direction that America has to go. Meanwhile, our air forces, our army forces continue to have mass force of arms, of killing power. We go starving. I encourage everybody to look at the big picture. Pay close attention. Pay very close attention to what's happening. Because you're being fooled, you're being hoodwinked, you're allowing them to bring hatred to your heart and into your life, to go against your neighbor. Meanwhile, if you look at all the law enforcement, if you look at all the people that are in charge, look at the law enforcement. They're not bigotry. They're not bigots. They have African American, Native American. They have every culture of people armed, standing in law enforcement. They're fooling you to think that you don't need your African American man, your Hispanic man, your Chinese or indigenous man. They're fooling you to believe that you don't need them. But yet when they build their armies and they build their enforcement, there's no room for bigotry. There's no room for hate. So you better pay close attention. You better pay very close attention. When time comes, you're going to need every person next to you to help you. Defend what is you find sacred.
Absolutely. I have my camera on because there are people in the comments saying that I have an alternative profile named Andrew Jetson.
You're not on there.
So like
You're here.
I have my hand here, and I have my other on my phone, and I'm in my car. So yeah, I'm not on the chat group. All the trolls that are in the chat right now are the trolls that are on that radio show.
Okay,
And they're all,
for
like,
the trolls,
lighting up.
for the trolls, you got to try a little fucking harder. We've dealt with the worst of the worst.
Right.
I'm sorry, you guys got to try a little
Yeah.
harder, man.
Yeah, if you're not
just a
jacking our
little
stream,
harder.
you know.
I challenge our trolls to hack us. That's a good troll.
Yeah. Try that.
But anyway,
So I'm gonna.
going around,
ahead.
going over to the wall. What was the budget? Do you know what the budget amount was for the wall?
Well, right now they are calling for 1.6 billion, I believe. And don't quote me. I need to do a little more education, a little more research. But I know right now they're trying to get 1.6 billion. I believe I believe it's billion.
I-
1.6 billion.
I remember hearing that the original money for this was going to come from companies that outsource the taxation from the outsourcing of American
Yeah.
companies. That money was going to go towards funding that wall, but from what I've been hearing along the way is that that's not how it's going to work.
Oh
Yes,
yeah, and
yes.
they said that Mexico was going to pay for it.
And Mexico
No,
told the American government to go fuck themselves.
Yeah, Vicente, the
they
former
did.
president, he wasn't too keen on that one.
Yeah.
That ain't gonna happen.
Well, now on my 1.6 billion, I think, or boy, I need to really do my research. Help me on that, but it's only for portions of what they're trying to do right now. So I need to get my information, down. And if keyboard warriors are out there, if y'all want to put those numbers down, feel free to. But
I want to say it got boosted up to over 3, and it was tagged on to like a defense budget amendment, and because a lot of it's going to be for security forces, like you were saying, for all these construction people, part of that,
Well, yeah, because they have to worry about what's going on there. I mean, they're not just trying to build a wall. They're trying to build a wall in the border of America and the border of Mexico. Now, what we also have to understand
I
is
would love
don't
to
know
see
if
these private security guys like Tiger Swan go up against the cartels. They get ruined.
yeah. There is what we call a constitution-free zone. And I don't know if a lot of people have heard that word, but a constitution-free zone is a zone it's a law that's enacted, I believe, 2.5 to 3 years ago. Could be a little off on that. But it is a law enacted by Homeland Security that they got it passed. It allows 100 miles from the American border to be a constitution-free zone, meaning that your constitution does apply in this zone. So where this wall is being built falls within that category, within that zone. At this time, law enforcement within that zone can put up private roadblocks, stop you for no reason, check your car, scan your car. You remember the girl who got stopped at one of the borders, I think, Arizona?
Yeah, recently, right.
She was in a constitution-free zone, and that's what a lot of people did not realize. When you're in a constitution zone, they don't need you to go through a border checkpoint. They don't need you to go through a border. They, within that 100-mile radius from the American border, can install a quick checkpoint, and you have to comply. Your constitution as an American citizen means zero. Nothing in a constitution-free zone. So
I'd argue that the whole country's become that. I mean, that started a few years ago. It was just these checkpoints and whatnot. But
yes, sir.
Honestly, that's it's everywhere now.
Yes, sir.
You know, as many people as are beaten up and on video even. You really don't have any rights anymore.
Yes. Yep.
These courts. I mean, there's a lot of ways you could look at it, to prove that. But
yeah, very, very.
Yeah,
very,
that's
very
what I was
true.
thinking. That's what I was thinking when he was saying it. I was thinking to myself, what actually does the Constitution protect anymore? Like, it isn't used much except for a whole bunch of no follows the laws.
yeah, the courts don't. I mean, they switched over to case law and the precedents. I mean, that was in the late 1800s. So you haven't had a true constitution for over 100 years. And even the precedents and whatnot, they don't want you to bring it up anymore. They don't even like following their own rule, their own law. When they want it. So they don't even follow their own precedents in case law anymore. A lot of cases. Rigging juries. stacking the deck, against you, limiting you with motion. You can't even defend yourself. No bail,
Yeah, all we're waiting for is the
Just-
tipping point. Is nothing. Yeah.
Yeah, it will be. If it keeps pushing this angle very much further, it's going to backfire on them big time.
I agree. Well,
Well, I guess,
Guys,
Lewis, what got me about, especially Standing Rock was, this important, the direct actions, honestly, because you could sit around the fire and be prayerful all you wanted, but and they, a lot of people pointed fingers at the people that were going out on direct actions, but that's the only thing that made that protest last as long as it did and got as much as it was done.
Well,
that's
Yeah.
true.
Yeah, that's true. And we had 2 new warriors come out this week saying, "Hey, we actually did peaceful, non-violent direct action. We took fire to metal project 5 weeks." The
Very true.
two Catholic workers, two souls came out and actually admitted that they had used acetylene torches and gasoline mixed with oil to cause peaceful, nonviolent action against pipeline, against pipes, against metal, which is not violent. I mean, there's people that talk about violent action. Violent action to me, and I'm writing an article on this right now, violent action to me is all the people we kill in wars. Violent action to me is all animal life killed from oil spills. Violent action to me is all the fish that have enlarged livers from, getting all types of different oil in their systems. There's all types of different bacteria that are affected. You're committing genocide against that don't even understand what you're doing. That's violence. Those actions worked. Unfortunately, they will have to pay the price, but they are brave souls.
That's true. So yes, I'm reading here that the construction of the wall was supposed to start until January, but Congress has yet to approve CBP budget on Thursday. The House approved a spending bill that contains $1.6 billion to build pieces of the wall in Texas and California. So the fate in the Senate is uncertain. So yeah, it is 1.6 billion just for parts of the wall.
Yeah, that's parts. Now you put the whole thing together, it's probably going to be about 10 billion, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yes, and a little over 2,000 acres is going to the Santa Ana Refuge along the Rio Grande, south of McAllen, Texas, and it's considered the nation's top bird watching sites with 400 species of birds. Like I said, it has 2 endangered cats, the ocelot that's there, and the Jaguarunda cat is there as well.
No,
So we're gonna and then what? Put holes for the cats to go through?
I'm not sure what to do, but they don't seem to give a damn.
I also heard that there's a tribe somewhere in New Mexico that is native. It's very small. They're or it's New Mexico, Arizona, somewhere around there. And there's already a wall in that part of where they're at, but that's their land. I think they were granted some of that land, but part of some of their land is already is on the other side of the border, so this would affect them even worse.
Yeah, they're not even going to allow that wall to go through there at all. They've already stated so.
Oh, that's in Arizona, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. The indigenous brothers and sisters are there, and that's the thing. I am looking for these people that want to stand in defiance, tooth and nail, If I have to go to Arizona to stand with these people, our brothers and sisters, fine be it. That's where I have to be. But we will not allow any government to come and build a wall and not be defiant of it. It's just not going to happen. It is not worth the mockery of what is happening to allow it to happen. And if we start like we are now, starting to defy immediately, it's going to be that much harder to do it.
Yeah.
We cost Trans pipeline millions and millions of dollars. Cost, Kelsey Warren through Dakota lands millions of dollars. We can spend millions and millions of dollars by standing up against this, and they don't want that. No, they don't want that, and we know that weakness. This is just the beginning of this particular battle, and it's going to be, without a doubt, going to be a heck of a journey.
Yep. Let me see. Any questions or comments for Lewis? Not good comments. Any questions? Any questions for Lewis?
Oh, I thought you were going to go out to the comment line or something and see if they had any. No, because I can't scroll through them.
Oh, yeah, there's so many. Tiger Kitty. Yeah, we're talking in circles. What does consent mean? Answer, Quinn. There's an outrage in the amount of money for security of the wall each year. U.S. citizens should never afford the debt of this useless wall.
That's a good one.
Let me look up for some other good ones. Oh, Lewis, what's it like to have no empathy and no? Oh God, the trolls are out today.
There it is.
No empathy. Wow.
You got me on that one. Ha ha. Yeah. Any serious questions though? No, not troll questions.
That's funny.
Andrew Jackson, that's not a question. That's a statement, and it's kind of gross. Well, I don't see any real. Any questions for?
Well, good. That's good. That means my job is done.
Yeah.
Educated everybody as much as I can. Educate everybody, and there's only so much I can do in a parade until my arms get tired of juggling.
Yeah.
But
I just called a coward. Quinn P. Simmons. I am not a coward.
Internet.
Oh my God, you're the one sitting behind a keyboard. Oh God, yeah. So I don't know if we don't have anything else. We can end it right now if you want.
oh, wow, that's beautiful. Yeah, I feel pretty good about just being given the opportunity. I didn't realize it's going to last this long and stuff, but yeah, I just want to thank you guys. I've never met any of you guys, but I want to thank you for opening the door to kind of giving me a little platform to kind of speak a little bit of what we feel.
Yeah,
And
I'll add
we'll
you.
go from there.
I'll add you to the main chat. I'm gonna have to kill this one because of some security issues, but I'll add you to the main chat. I'll send you a private message on
Okay.
Google Hangouts.
Okay.
All right, cool. So
That sounds fantastic, man. Then that means I'm out then, yeah, guys?
yeah,
All right,
Okay,
Lewis.
well, again, thank you so much for the opportunity. Camp Trailder, Lewis Monsivice, our Facebook page. If there's anybody that we can help in any way, please continue to reach out. We're trying to do our best. Of course, we're doing the Magellan Midstream thing right now in Bastrop, and then the border wall that's coming up on the 12th and 13th weekend. Come on out. Let's work together. The gates are open to do whatever. Just thank you so much for everybody giving me an opportunity.
all right, thank you.
Absolutely. You guys take care.
I hereby declare this to be an unlawful assembly.